Jaret Goes to the Movies is a free podcast made possible by Rich's lack of a social life, as well as our amazing supporters. For as little as $1 a month, you can access tons of extra content each week. Visit jaretgoestothemovies.com and click Support Us. Enjoy the show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jaret Reddick, and this is a podcast. Jaret Goes to the Movies. Hopefully you have seen or heard one of my many musical endeavors. And if you have, then you know how much I love movies. This is movie commentary with no movie knowledge. This podcast is me and my friend Rich talking about movies that we like. But my name's on it because I'm famous. This is Jaret Goes to the Movies. Still. Okay, we're starting now.
Now this here story I'm about to unfold took place back in the early 90s. Just about the time of our conflict with Saddam and the Iraqis. I only mention it because sometimes there's a man, I won't say a hero, because what's a hero? But sometimes there's a man, and I'm talking about the dude here. Sometimes there's a man, he's the man for his time and place. He fits right in there. And that's the dude in Los Angeles. And even if he's a lazy man, and the dude was most certainly that, quite possibly the laziest in Los Angeles County, which would place him high in the running for laziest worldwide. But sometimes there's a man. Sometimes there's a man. Wow. Lost my train of thought here. Hell. I done introduced him enough.
Oh my goodness. The Big Lebowski this week. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jaret. This is a podcast. It's called Jaret Goes to the Movies. And I want to, first of all, before we even get started, I want to just say that we were thinking about everybody down south who was affected by Hurricane Harvey, which is not a he, it's an it, by the way. I learned that today on CNN. You're not supposed to refer to them just because he has a boy's name. It doesn't make it a he.
Yeah, I think we're learning that slowly.
It's
about anything.
Because there's no balls or shafts.
I want to just let everybody know that we're thinking about them, and then I want to say this. The month of September, we will be donating all of the proceeds from our Patreon supporters to the relief effort. So what that means to you, if you've been waiting to jump on board, whatever you give us this month, we're going to give it to them. So you can give us $1, and then you get 20% off in our merch store. So you just fucking made money, and you help some people. So that's that. So we're donating all of the money to the relief effort, and if any of you motherfuckers comment on that and say that we're just doing that to get more fucking Patreon supporters, I hope you fucking get herpes. Again, my name is Jaret,
It's fair.
and
It's fair.
I really do. And not just of the genitals, like fucking all over. You know, you've seen it before. Like when you're a kid, like you look at, you're fucking like, shit, what does that look like or whatever, and then they show the person that's just like their whole fucking face, and it's eating them alive with
What
the
if they
fucking
already
herpes.
have herpes?
You can't fucking just put chapstick on that.
Can you get double herpes?
Yeah. Double.
Hope your mom finds out.
Get fucking.
Your herpes gets herpes?
Yeah, I hope you and your mom get herpes. That's what I hope.
Oh.
Yeah. And your dad has to get a hairpiece.
And then we need to investigate how you both got herpes, because odds are that you slept together.
I'm not sure if you guys heard me before. This is a show. It's called Jaret Goes to the Movies. With me, as always, is Rich.
I am here with
How
you.
are you, buddy? Have you recovered from being mad at me about the McGregor fight?
Yeah, it was a fun night.
So I had to text Rich today, and I haven't told anybody this yet, but it's the fucking weirdest thing that's ever happened to me. That is not true at all. But this is weird. So I went out today. We were home most of the day, me and Casey. And then today I had to go, and she took our youngest son to go visit Mark, her dad, his grandpa. And I had to take Jack's, a friend of mine, Wayne Wagner, who I think I give him a shout out later. I'm going to give him a shout out later in the show. Or should I just do it now?
Do it now.
Okay. A friend of mine, Wayne Wagner from Wichita Falls, who actually recorded like the second set of demos that Bowling for Soup ever did. He saw that he was playing trumpet and offered his up from when he was in high school and sent me this fucking amazing trumpet. Like,
That was played by Johannes Bach or whatever?
well, it's a Bach brand or whatever, but
okay.
no, it was played by Johann and Pee Wee from the Smurfs, actually.
Is it
Stick with me here.
Okay, sorry.
So I'm looking for a podcast to
on
listen to,
target.
and I don't really have anything to listen to right now. I mean, like, everything was like a commitment. Like,
No
you know,
agenda show.
Well, I mean, it's like, if I start a murdery one, I know Casey and I are not really going to be in the car tomorrow, so I'm thinking, well, then I'm not going to remember what happens till next week. Okay, fuck it. So I like to listen to the first part of this podcast sometimes. Like, I would say every third or fourth one, I listen to a little bit of it. So I put this one on, and I know it just came out today. And the whole first 10 minutes, I'm just like, this is so fucking weird. Like, I've heard all this before. Like, not, and I don't mean like I was in the room when it happened, because that's different. Y'all know that I don't remember half the shit that I say anyway.
Right.
Like, I remember, I mean, like, I had listened to it. And then some shit, so I texted you, and I'm like, how would I have already heard this? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Well, then... And I mean, and then you go.
I told that same story on the
thing.
hangout with the Patreon.
But the problem with that is that you started talking about your parents and how they wanted you to stay over, and I talked about mine. And then Will goes, "Hey, have I told you the story about how my mom didn't want me to stay with her?"
That was only on the podcast.
Only on the podcast. Well, I knew that was coming. Okay,
Well, you were in the room.
Holy shit! Was there a glitch in the Matrix?
Listen to me very carefully. I'm telling you right now, like, I wouldn't have remembered it like that. And then, so then some other stuff, like, I knew what we were going to say, but then some stuff was just, I fucking dreamed it. I dreamed that podcast. I heard it in my dream. I'm not kidding. I did.
I think you're just starting to remember the show all of a sudden.
Now you're just being
That
silly.
wouldn't happen.
You're just
you
being
don't think-
silly. No, I'm talking out of my ass the entire time. I swear. I'm flying fucking blind here. You know?
There's a glitch in the Matrix.
There
Yeah,
it
it
is.
could be it.
Anyway, so I texted Rich about that, and that. Did I call you eventually, or
You called me, yeah.
I think I finally had to call you.
That's how I knew it was like a big deal.
Yeah.
It was like, he fucking called me.
Yeah, that's right. I don't like to talk on the phone. My lovely wife Casey is here.
Hello.
Hello, baby.
Hi, Case.
Hi.
Ooh, it's a lady.
I think that's funny every time he does it. I have no
Myth
idea why.
lady. And ladies and gentlemen, Kiddie Corner Wil, the king of Sting, Angry Will is here.
Angry Will.
Yes.
Hey everyone.
And so those of you who, there are some of our Patreon supporters who are watching us do this live for the first time ever. So hopefully, if everything goes right, our Patreon supporters will now be able to watch us when we do the show live. And then when the podcast comes out on Friday, there will also be a stream on Facebook
That is the plan.
where you can
Not-
watch.
Well, I could put it on Facebook too, but it'll be on YouTube. But whatever.
YouTube, that's better. Or whatever, whichever one we're going to do. Or both.
Or
You know,
both.
we could do both.
I'll try to do both.
So you'll be able to watch what happens in the room. You know, it's fucking great. Jesus Christ.
Oh, boss is calling.
Okay, boss is calling up. And those of you who do not know, our show has been bought out by Tim Toole and Matt Cardosi.
Cardosi.
Hey,
What's
I
up?
just have to cut in real quick.
Yeah.
Everything Jaret just said,
Yeah.
same thing happened this morning when I was listening to the podcast on the way to work. I was like, I've heard all this before. Everything, it was like deja vu, like something changed in the Matrix. I was like, what the?
Dude, I'm telling you, man, I'm not joking. This is real. It really happened.
I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, what's going on? I wasn't at the podcast when you guys recorded it, so
No.
how do I remember all this? And
Well, you were on the.
Was he hearing drunk? Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know,
I was
man.
on the Hangout.
Yeah, I don't know. It
So-
doesn't make any sense. Thanks for backing me up, boss.
Yeah. I heard that and I was like, oh my God, this happened to me this morning. What the fuck?
Super weird, man.
Same thing.
Super weird.
Yeah, super weird.
All right, buddy. Thanks for
All right,
backing
guys.
me up.
You're the best, Tim. All right.
All right. I would also like to announce that since last year this time, our listenership has doubled.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this comes after a time where just a few weeks ago, me and Rich had to have a sit down and he didn't see the show progressing. So I want to point back out at that.
That's true.
That we've doubled in listenership,
That is
and I
true.
still love you. We also topped 2,000 likes on Facebook.
Yes.
Not all of our listeners are going to like us on Facebook because not everybody's on. My wife told me this today. She knows because she's young,
Right.
but apparently not everybody's on the Book of Face. People
Yeah, it's
like
weird.
Instagram. They like other shit now.
There's more people on the Book of Face than they are on Twitter, but yes. There's some people that just don't do social.
Nobody's on
It's
Twitter
weird.
anymore except for,
Yeah.
you know,
Twitter's
Trump.
fucking...
Twitter's for news, basically.
It's news.
Yeah.
That I follow political stuff on Twitter. That's it. And then I'm trying to get away from political stuff on Facebook. It's hard to do that, but I've been subscribing to like music stuff and trying to do something different on Facebook and then follow Twitter for news.
Speaking of the support that we do have, I want to thank Chris Jacobs, our new supporter. I want to remind everybody again that this is a Tim Toole and Matt Cardosi production. And all of our supporters do get a 20% discount on merch. That's not what I was going to say. I don't know why that just fucking came out of my mouth.
We have an upcoming episode that will have Tim and Matt on for 5 questions.
Oh, cool.
So we can get to know Matt a little bit more.
Okay, good.
And then that way we can start introducing, because, you know, he's our VP just like Tim is, and we can start integrating him into the show a little bit more.
That'll be great. Okay, so our executive producers, though, are, of course, Tim Toole, Corporate VP, Matt Cardosi, Corporate VP, David Murray, Ashley C., Sheila Ray Wonder, Wendy Croft, David Dooley, Diane Small, Big Chris Whitehead, Lucy Murray, Rodon James, Eddie Weiss, Lisa Wenzel, Sean Umbeck, Joel Robinson, Nigel Watson, Craig Pascal, Chris Holt, Tyler McCullough, Mark Ryan, Sweet Hurst, Josh Millman, Jason Randall.
It's the best.
Katie Morgan, Jared Spear, Mike Breton, Sione Griffiths. Sione Griffiths. That's fucking hard to say. Sione Griffiths. And Chris Jacobs. Thank you guys for being the absolute best. Man, I had a shitload to talk about, but we're already way into the show, right? Like, I was going to talk about some stuff. I mean, I don't know.
Go ahead. We got plenty
I got
of time.
an acoustic tour coming up, and I'm excited about that. And then
You're allowed to pimp your own stuff.
I was going to talk about, last week we discussed how I sent you a very mean link while you were driving, and you thought that the fight was canceled.
Right.
And but you did come over, and we did watch the fight, and lots of opinions out there about what they thought of it. We had a really good night.
Yeah, it was
here.
a fun night.
Yeah, Will.
so
I brought the
too.
Russian over.
Yeah, you did the Russian and the Little Russian.
Yeah.
And they're both white Russians, and so I don't even know if that's true. I don't know how you categorize that. But Will and his lovely wife were there, and they stayed the whole time.
And Anna showed up too.
That's right. But that's your first party that you've come to a lot of them, but that's your first one to like really stick it out.
Well, and Simone.
Yeah, and Simone. Is that why you stayed? Because Simone was partying?
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
They brought some super boozy lemonade.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
they bought these. They brought these little. I think it's what.
Oh my God, those were so good.
Oh my
Holy
god!
shit.
She calls
It was
them ooey
ridiculous.
gooeys.
And
Ooey gooeys
they-
are fucking amazing.
We had like a whole plate of them left the next day, and I'm telling you, that's really why. I think it was the catalyst for the fucking diet.
We
Every
literally.
time I'd walk by and eat one, I'm like, we can't keep doing this.
You should have called me because
This has
literally
to
I was
stop.
like, should I go over there and see if we can get them back?
Dude, you should have just fucking texted me and said, "Are there any of those left?"
Because I only had one.
Are you kidding me? Like,
I only
you
have
don't-
one too.
You don't
and
have a
I've
problem
gained 5
asking for
pounds.
anything. You're the guy who like I'm like, hey, can we borrow a half stick of butter? And you're like, are you making cookies? And I'm like, well, Emma is. Well, you can borrow a half stick of butter if you bring me some cookies. Okay, you got it. All right, The Big Lebowski, 1998. The dude Lebowski, mistaken for a millionaire Lebowski, seeks restitution for his ruined rug and enlists his bowling buddies to help get it. All right, so it's I don't know, that's like the first 30 minutes of the movie, and then we get past the rug pretty quick, though we do talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
Now I would assume that
Over to Rich for his alternative synopsis.
The Big Lebowski. Jeff Lebowski, who prefers you call him the dude. I guess the loser was already taken, am I right? In this Three's Company style big misunderstanding where Chrissy cuts off her toe, Janet ziplines naked, Jack goes bowling at the Regal Beagle, and Mr. Roper has a handlebar mustache. I think I'm swimming in a bowl of pudding. Do astronauts wear hats in space? Cats are girls and dogs are boys. LOL. Letters are weird. What did you put in my Caucasian because it tastes like white Russian?
Okay, man.
Now you fuckers know how I felt watching this movie.
I don't know.
It's fucking confusing as shit.
Is it? I mean,
Why was it confusing?
Is it more confusing than
It's just all the drug stuff. I dropped a little acid before I watched it, by the way.
You shouldn't mix acid and mushrooms.
No.
I don't see this as being. I mean, it's not any more confusing than anything else. Where there's like a mystery. I mean, there's a fucking mystery. They don't know who did. I mean, it's a whodunit kind of thing. It's fucking
Sort of.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like you definitely again. It's. And
By the way,
I promised I was not going to do this, but fuck it. I know you just went in this wanting to fucking hate it.
No, I didn't. I actually have never seen this movie.
Oh, really?
I realized I had never seen it. I had seen pieces of it. I saw the Tara Reid in the bathing suit thing, and I just assumed that I had seen it.
Well, so here's the thing about this one, then, and again, I
didn't say if I liked it or not liked it.
I have said this every time we've talked about this one. I didn't like it the first time I saw it. I totally didn't understand it.
I didn't say if I liked it or if I didn't.
I know. I'm talking about something completely different. Not everything is about you.
But it was
Veronica.
fucking weird. I thought I was supposed to be weird. Like
What?
he's flying around in his high dreams and stuff.
Well, yeah. I mean, he got drugged one time, and then one time he got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, he got knocked out. He was high and knocked
Yeah,
out.
that's
Okay,
what
there's a lot of movies where you get knocked out and you get high,
yeah.
but you don't go on this journey.
Well,
yeah,
it's-
those
they're-
movies suck. This one
Those
doesn't.
aren't Coen Brothers movies.
Yeah, this one is imaginative.
No, this is definitely one of those ones where you have to see it 2 or 3 times because it's the comedy that drives it, and
Things were funny in the
but
movie.
but I don't know that you can really get all of the funny on the first time to watch it because, to be honest, most of the stuff that's really funny to me or that like people say all the time, we'll get into all that, or shit that's on shirts and stuff like that. They're all throwaway lines that you wouldn't have thought were funny.
Just
know.
to put it out there, tons of funny things in the movie that I laughed out loud at. The entire movie as a whole, I felt like they cheated a little bit. But I'll get into that later.
I think Shit That's on Shirts is a good album name.
Oh yeah, that is really good.
I watched this movie 3 times for this podcast.
Yeah.
I love this movie.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Wow,
oh my
that's
God,
crazy.
Happy Will is back.
Yeah. I love it.
Roadhouse.
So Jeff Bridges is the star of this. Jeff Bridges, near and dear to me because the movie The Last Picture Show was one of his first big films. It was a show with him and Sybil Shepherd. And it's a Larry McMurtry who wrote Lonesome Dove. So it's one of his stories, and it became a movie. They filmed that in Archer City, where my dad is the preacher right now, Church of Christ preacher. Very, very small town, little square. The main restaurant is a convenience store. They don't have gas pumps, so people still go there. But anyway, so I was in Wichita Falls, and I was in theater. And so a lot of people went to go be extras in the movie because they had like parade scenes and all this shit. But my theater arts teacher, who is the teacher that I mentioned in a lot of Bowling for Soup songs, ended up getting a part in the sequel that I fucking fucked up. So The Last Picture Show was old movie. They did a sequel to it, which people thought was terrible while I was in high school. And my theater arts teacher actually ended up getting a really good role in it. It was It was really cool. So it was nice he would kind of come back each day after being on the set. It was like the biggest thing that ever happened to the guy, and he would come back and he would talk about it, and so that was super cool. But Jeff Bridges, who I just think is fucking great. I mean, so many good movies that he's been in. I remember I loved Starman when I was growing up.
I like Starman.
It's a great one.
This was before his mouth betrayed him.
Yeah, there is a whole thing with that, right? We've talked about that before with him and his.
The way he talks. You mean?
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
the movie?
You could definitely hear it in this
Iron
movie.
Man. Iron Man was the first time I really noticed it.
No, I could hear it in this movie.
Could you?
Yeah, definitely.
What's the movie that he did with Maggie Gyllenhaal or whatever? And he was the country singer, right? And
I don't know.
it was like nominated for a bunch of shit.
Gosh, she was
The
in-
one where I could I couldn't understand a word he said was the one with Ryan Reynolds where they're dead.
Oh, that in The Seventh Son. It was unwatchable.
Yeah.
Well, he's in a shitload of movies. The guy's got an interesting story. If you've ever heard the Howard Stern interview with him,
No, I haven't.
Apparently,
really
isn't he really the dude in real life?
I think there's a lot of similarities. Yeah, I mean, and but you know, this thing that the whole dude thing has become. It's a whole thing. Like they have conventions and shit.
Yeah, I don't
They have
get
a
it.
religion.
Yeah, there's a whole dudism.
Yeah.
John Goodman is in this. He plays Walter, the flashback having Vietnam vet. John Goodman is absolutely amazing.
he said this is his favorite role.
Really?
I would say that he.
Or it's the one where he enjoyed filming it the most.
Yeah, even if you hate this one, there's no way you're not laughing at the shit that he does and
Oh,
says.
God.
Like,
Yeah,
he's
it
just
was
he's
funny
fucking
shit.
perfect, man. Julianne Moore is in this, naked, as always.
So in this, she's just in it.
She's in it. Oh yeah, yeah,
Synonymous.
right. We've talked about her quite a bit. You know, I was telling some people on the Google Hangout that we did with Patreons this last weekend. Is it Patreon?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always think I say that wrong.
I know.
Is it
because it's a made up word.
No, I think it's Patronus.
So anyway, I was telling them it's like that she's in this movie Shortcuts. Speaking
I've
of
never
her,
seen that.
her being naked all the time. So she's in this movie Shortcuts, and it's got, you know, Chris Penn and Matthew Modine is in it, and he plays her husband, and he comes home from work, and she's like ironing her skirt that she's gonna wear. So she's got a blouse on, but no pants, and she just stands there arguing with him in front of the camera, just with this
Full muff.
full red bush. I mean, fire red, but which is awesome. But it's so shocking because she's there so long. Like it's just she's overstays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is fine now, but the first time you see it, it's pretty shocking. You're not used to seeing. You know, it's like
Because
when-
you're not paying attention to the dialogue at this point. You're just staring
no,
at the muff.
Yeah, totally. You know, and we've all seen it. It looks like it's on fire. You know, amazing. Steve Buscemi plays Donnie. Steve Buscemi, to me, is like one of the best actors ever, and it's such a cool.
Is he a character actor? He plays himself all the time, right?
He was actually a New York firefighter.
I did not know that.
I did.
There's no way he carried a hose up a
Yep,
burning. No.
Absolutely. And at 9/11, he went back and helped.
What?
That's
Wow.
crazy. Yeah, I
Give him
remember.
props.
You know, the obviously so Adam Sandler was on. They were replaying a Howard Stern that Adam Sandler was on this last week, and he was talking about a story that he was sitting there having dinner with Steve Buscemi, and Don Rickles walks up, and he goes. Don Rickles just walks up and he's just, you know, hey, and he just looks right over at Steve Buscemi. He goes, oh shit, get this guy some braces. He goes, and then he just kind of looks back and he goes, or at least for that one tooth. Oh my God. Like, and apparently they just fucking laughed. But you know, the guy's, he's not an attractive dude, but he is a fucking fantastic actor. I mean, and he's in,
He wouldn't be nearly as cool if his teeth were just perfect. Like, I don't, like,
Yeah.
it just,
The
way he
to
looks
his
is clearly worked out for him.
Yeah.
I liked his teeth. I think he looks super interesting.
he's definitely
Yeah.
an interesting looking good
Yeah.
guy. David Huddleston plays the Big Lebowski. I don't really have anything to say about him. I don't even know who the fuck that is. Was he in other shit? Is he like a historic actor?
That's Tom Huddleston's dad.
And who is Tom Huddleston?
I'm just kidding.
He's Loki from the Avengers.
Oh shit! You know what? I'm looking at right now. I just remembered he's in Blazing Saddles. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was
he's
on-
in tons of stuff back
yeah,
then.
he's got a.
Tons.
That was on TV the other day.
Yeah, he's. But
My
what?
daughter walked in. She's like,
Did
what
they
are you
bleep
watching?
the racist parts
No,
out?
not at all.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's one of those movies that can never be made again, but it's a doozy. Philip Seymour Hoffman is in this. Right when he walked on the screen, Casey just goes, "Aw." You know, it's like anytime you see him, he's so good, and it just sucks that we
No,
lost
that
him.
was a bad one.
You
He
got to
killed it in this movie,
Yeah.
too.
have to watch Magnolia.
Okay.
Gosh, you
Yeah,
gotta
I
watch
do want to see
Magnolia.
that. I
We'll
would like
add
to
it.
see that.
You
movie.
want to add it to the list?
Sure, I've always wanted to see that movie. That's a Tom Cruise movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know we can focus on his teeth and.
So good in it. Tom Cruise is awesome in it.
I don't remember anything about it, but I know I've seen it. Because he's a Tony Robbins kind of guy.
He's like a crazy male chauvinist motivational speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Tony Robbins kind of guy.
Okay.
So he's like a Promise Keepers dude or something, right? Isn't that what they do? Like, isn't Promise Keepers like
I
that?
have no idea.
Did I just alienate an entire section of our fucking audience making a comment
dare you
about
say
a
we're like
certain
Tom
fucking... Oh, shit. Tara Reid is in this. Remember when she was hot? Or are you going to say no?
I actually always forget that she's in this movie.
Yeah?
I'll save it for my.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You got to think
Yeah.
of it. So she plays
Oh,
Bunny.
I forgot to. No, I put it in there, didn't I?
Yeah,
I
it's
put
in
it
there. Bunny Lebowski. Isn't she the one that got the bad boob job? And there's
Yes.
there's photos of it everywhere.
Yeah,
right?
later on. It was
Yeah.
before. It was after this movie.
I
God.
feel bad for her.
Why?
She had to go through all that, and it's like all on the public, and everyone
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
gives
yeah.
her shit
Well,
for it.
I mean, she was, I think she did all the drugs, which
Yeah, I mean,
apparently drugs are awesome.
she can live in Montana.
Yeah.
That's what I always think. Anytime anyone's complaining about paparazzi, you can live in Montana and fly in for your movie.
I still feel bad for her.
You know what? I mean, you can't anymore.
Not
There is no
anymore.
Montana. It's social media, dude. Well, hold on. I'm doing a thing. I had to Google myself today. I Googled myself, and it lists like the thing. So it's just like 2016, 2017, and then it's just like family, music, weight gain. You know what I mean? It's just like, I mean, so it's just you can't, and so it's just like
That
everywhere you
sucks.
go, you can't fucking run away from
So
the
when I
fucking
Google
people.
myself,
Yeah.
luckily there
Yeah.
is some famous legislative person in England named Rich Coleman.
Right. Oh, okay, good.
So it just comes up him.
I'm the only Casey Gant of all time.
You fucking did it. Well, that's why you kept your last name, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Modern woman.
Got it.
modern.
Mark Pellegrino.
From Lost.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I knew he looked familiar. He plays.
But you never watched Lost.
No, but he's in a bunch of other
He's
stuff.
Jacob.
He kind of plays that kind of same.
Oh, that's a spoiler.
Spoiler.
Why? I don't care. I'm never gonna watch it.
He's
It
Jacob.
fucking came out. It came out 12 years ago or something.
It's so good.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I'm.
I
ever
watched with the Russian the first 3 episodes, and it still so good.
What did she think?
Well, she had already seen the first 3 seasons, but she watched it in Russian, and I'm thinking, how good could it be in the Russian language
How long
with all the overdubs and stuff? But she just didn't want to watch. She didn't want to catch up again because she had already seen it anyway.
I was 19 when the finale came out. How long did it run?
It was 6 years.
Crazy.
You're really young.
I just remember. that
The
I
Big
loved it.
Lebowski.
Peter Stormare plays Nihilist number 1. That's Carl. Fucking Flea is in this. We'll talk
I
about
know,
that.
right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Amy Mann. She's the other nihilist.
Yeah.
Amy Mann. Now, why would I know Amy Mann?
She's
Till
the Magnolia.
Till Tuesday.
Oh,
Magnolia, right?
Boy, does not look
She's
good
in
in this movie.
She sings the soundtrack for
Sings
Magnolia.
her sing. Yeah, that's how.
Got it. Okay,
That's the
that
only
makes
reason I know her is
She's-
from that soundtrack.
No, she's in Till Tuesday.
I know that, but I didn't know her.
Oh,
until-
she's. You're saying she's in. What if God was
No.
one?
No.
Oh, that's Berlin.
Voices carry.
Oh yeah. Now, voices carry.
But she had a very good solo
That's it.
career as well.
Got it. Okay. John Turturro plays the Jesus.
Oh, God,
he's
it's
fucking
fucking
amazing
hilarious.
in this.
The
Okay,
best.
he's in 2 scenes.
Yeah,
No, he's in
and he
3.
fucking kills it.
I'm
Yeah,
not,
he's in
I'm
3.
not denying that. When I watched this, first of all, anytime anyone talks about this movie, they talk about him,
Yep.
and I was expecting to see him a lot more, and he was not in very many scenes.
I'll actually venture to say that happens in pretty much everything that he does.
That's
He
maybe
makes
true.
He makes small appearances in a lot of movies and fucking makes a big impact. That's what he does. That's the guy's. That's what he. It's like another.
Yeah, not so much in the Transformers, but whatever.
He's in a great movie called Unsung Heroes. So good.
I think I've seen that.
Sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Amy Mann.
It's like 3 guys that kind of look like him or something. They're brothers or something.
Yeah.
Amy Mann was actually supposed to do the soundtrack to that, but they wanted it kept unsung. Sam Elliott plays the stranger.
Oh, God. He's
That
so
guy's
good.
voice, it's so crazy. You know what? I was looking at him today, and he's so cool, but I was like, God, he would look literally 50 years younger if he shaved that mustache.
Yeah.
You know?
How does he get away with always being able to have that mustache?
Yeah, I don't know.
Every role, he's like, can I keep the
He
mustache?
is the mustache.
Yeah, I think you're about right. Yeah, on that. And then Asia Carrara plays Sherry in Log Jammin'. I can't believe she's uncredited because I was actually going to look up and see who that was.
Asia Carrera.
Okay, Asia Carrera. Now
But yeah,
she's a
she's the porno chick.
yes.
She's a real.
I
porno
said
chick.
she's in Log Jammin'.
It's Tia Carrera's sister.
It's no way that's true.
Yes,
I recognize her.
Yes, it is.
What?
It can't. It might
can't
be
be true.
actually. Holy
Yes,
shit.
it is.
Are you being serious
Yes.
right
It certainly doesn't say that.
Yes, they're sisters.
now? Are you just fucking with me?
No, the girl that was in Wayne World 2.
Yeah, I know who both
we
of
know
them
who you're
are,
talking
but I
about.
didn't think they were sisters.
Yes.
I thought it was like a stage name.
Yeah,
He's
he's lying.
fucking
There,
with it.
it's fucking. Her fucking name is Jessica Andrea
You
Steinhauser.
asshole. He took it a little too far. You took it a little too far, Tim.
It seemed
I
true.
said Tim.
Tim.
Well, I'm used to
Oh,
saying that
man.
to Tim. Damn it.
Hey, here's a little bit of trivia for you guys. She was a stripper. Okay, that
Carrera's a
is the
stripper?
cast. So I think that just the whole intro to this movie is so fucking great. Just the tumbleweed blowing through L.A., then across the beach, and all of that. Just with that music play. The soundtrack to this. I mean, and by soundtrack I don't mean like buy the CD and listen to it soundtrack. I mean like the score, the music that happens during it is just fucking genius.
The whole thing is very Coen brothers.
I love the Coen brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they? They're not the ones that changed into women, right? That's the
No,
Wachowskis.
Yeah, they did The Matrix. We're talking about
Yeah.
Fargo and this. And
I would expect these guys to change into women before the Wachowskis. Just saying.
The Wachowski brothers both changed into women?
no.
I think just one of them.
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
I heard they both did at
No.
some point. Okay.
See what happens, Lebowski? You see what happens?
Nobody calls me Lebowski. You got the wrong guy. I'm the dude, man.
Your name's Lebowski, Lebowski. Your wife is Bunny.
My wife, Bunny? Do you see a wedding ring on my finger? Does this place look like I'm... The toilet seat's up, man.
The fuck is this?
Obviously, you're not a golfer.
Woo?
Yeah.
Isn't this guy supposed to be a millionaire?
Whoa. He calls him, and then
his last name.
I know, but then that's how he refers to him as either the Chinaman or Woo that
Mr.
peed on his rug. So I mean that is not a good way to come home.
The chat room clarified they both are women.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
nice. Hey, it's good to have the chat room here.
I know, right?
We've done it again. So the not a good way to come home, just being grabbed by the back of the head and shoved into the toilet.
First of all, I have to say that I was confused as a new viewer of this movie. I thought that he was the right Lebowski for the longest time during this scene. Like, I thought he was just lying.
You're supposed to. That's
okay.
the point. I mean,
Okay.
you're not. You're just seeing
Yeah,
the
because
movie for
he's
the
not
first.
screaming like it's. What are you doing here?
Yeah, that's the whole point. He's
Yeah, even when he says, "Mary, do I still have a wedding
Right,
ring
and then
in
he
the
goes,
toilet?" I still thought
Isn't this
it
guy
was
supposed?
him.
Isn't again more reasons why you need to see it multiple times because then
Okay.
all the hints are there because he also goes, "Isn't this guy supposed to be a millionaire?"
It was that line that I went, "Oh, okay."
Right. Well, so that's the point of the scene, though. They've got the wrong guy. You're
Right.
supposed to be. You're in it with him, dude. You're
I'm
in
in it
there
with
just
him.
shoving his head in the toilet.
I wasn't complaining. I was just letting you know
Peeing
my
on the
feelings
rug.
on the scene.
all that shit. You know, just nobody calls him Lebowski, man. He's the dude.
Or the
man.
Duderino.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the Duder.
So so the soundbite doesn't do it justice because the guy just picks up a bowling ball and just goes, "What is this?" And he's just like, "Obviously, you aren't a golfer." I mean, Jesus Christ,
That was a good line.
Yeah,
I
and
laughed at
his
that.
fucking face was just being turned to the 20 because he goes, "Where is it? Where is it?" He goes, "It's down there somewhere. Let me take another look." You know, so good, man. So we switched from this scene quickly into the whole bowling alley, and one of the things that.
If you could pick a nickname, though, would it be the Dude?
Yes.
Well, I
He
think
may not have picked it.
no, and I think that's
he
kinda,
self-appointed himself
Probably,
the Dude because
yeah.
there's no one like screaming from the rooftops more than this guy about calling him his nickname.
well, I think that's part of the thing. He's supposed to be like the everyday, like lazy guy who doesn't really give a shit about anything but
Except his
bowling
fucking name.
and White Russians, and he gets mixed up in some hijinks. But just the way that this movie's shot in some of the scenes is so fucking amazing. Because this first
Directing's great.
when it goes from this scene into the bowling alley and just like all of the, the slow motion with the ball coming at it and all that stuff. It's just so cool. And
Directing was excellent.
made me think, like as I was sitting there looking at it, I'm like, you don't really see bowling alleys like this anymore. I mean, I imagine every small town has one. I know Wichita Falls still has one that looks like that, kinda. You walk in there and your clothes instantly smell like smoke.
Yeah.
Denton has one.
Right by TWU?
Well, right at the end, like right if you as you cross the loop going up 380, it'll be on your left. It's University Lanes, I think, and it's where we took the pictures for.
Is it by TWU?
It's not by it, but it's in that area. Yeah.
I know. What you're talking.
But yeah, that's
on 380.
That is where we took the photos for Let's Do It for Johnny. At the
oh really?
Yeah, that's us up there at that bowling alley, and it's very similar to that. We
when me and my sister were kids, we went to a bowling alley every Sunday to look just like this because my parents were in a league.
Yeah,
it's awesome. I loved it.
And you guys y'all did funny shit, right? Like she tried to make $1 bills out of.
No, I did, and it worked. I put it in the coin machine, and it worked.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, because they had an awesome arcade too.
Yeah, so you've been breaking the law for a long time.
I took the quarters back to the desk and I apologized.
Oh, you felt bad?
Yeah.
That's amazing. That is unbelievable.
Oh my god!
I felt like the Secret Service was going to come for me.
I bullied a kid.
What are your parents
One
like?
time my whole life, I bullied a kid out of his lunch money.
There were a lot of beatings.
And I, the next day,
You
gave
told
him.
the story, yeah.
I fucking gave him all the money I had, man. I felt so fucking bad.
How the fuck what goes through your mind to bully someone out of their lunch money?
I don't know, man. It was real. I was a little kid. There's so many things going through your head all the time.
Gotten close to that.
I'm not saying you have, but I did.
I know, but
you're not a monster.
There's
not saying he's a monster.
There's an anger inside me. I don't think people know.
You just have a tamp it down.
And I fucking let it out. And you know what? I haven't let it out since then, so fucking watch out.
You're a dick with a ton of empathy. That's what it is.
It could be.
Dinkathy?
What?
It's like, give me your lunch money. Man, I feel really bad about
Yeah, I
this.
feel terrible about this. Like, I don't want this to happen to me, so here you go.
I just want to understand this, sir. Every time a rug is micturated upon in this fair city, I have to compensate the person.
Come on, man. I'm not trying to scam anybody here. I'm just.
You're just looking for a handout like every other. Are you employed, Mr. Lebowski?
Wait, let me explain something to you. I am not Mr. Lebowski. You're Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude. So that's what you call me, that or his dudeness or duder or, El Duderino if you're not into the whole brevity thing.
Dude, so when he
Great
walks into this room, just being there with Philip Seymour Hoffman's so great, but as he's walking that wall and looking at the photos, like, they have to have ad-libbed that because it's so fucking.
Almost none of the dude's dialogue is ad-libbed. It's all scripted.
Oh,
really?
wow.
Okay, so that's super interesting.
There's only
to know.
one line that they can even remember that was ad-libbed a little. I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't this scene
Really?
at all.
So
Well,
are these directors like that? 'Cause-
Yeah, I was going to say the Coen brothers are probably, they just write like this.
So I heard Jamie Foxx today talking about Quentin Tarantino and how he did the Django Unchained thing. So he was telling some good stories. If you have Sirius, you can go back and listen to it on demand. But he was telling some really good stories about Leo DiCaprio and Samuel L. Jackson and all that. But he was talking about like his first day on the set. They were doing like a reading. And he like got called aside by Quentin Tarantino just going, "The fuck are you doing? Like, you're fucking this up." There's this not, and so he like went home, like and Jamie Foxx is just like, no, he was right. I had to fucking leave it all out there. Like, he was just like, I had somebody drop me off. I went in there. I didn't take a cell phone. I wore fucking shitty jeans. It's just like, I had to leave everything out. And he said the second day, Leo DiCaprio walks in and he's just like, "Hey, Leo." And Leo looks at him like the character looks at him in the movie and he goes, "Oh, okay. So we started," I guess, basically like Leo's like
Right,
fucking in character.
That's Leo.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah. He talks about that and he just like, I don't think he's always method, but
Well, they said he had a really hard time in the beginning because he didn't want to be mean, and these are his friends. He didn't want to say
Leo.
the N-word. He didn't. He just didn't. He couldn't do it with that much anger. It was uncomfortable, and so they had to just be like.
Samuel L. Jackson goes, "Motherfucker, these are slaves. Like they're yours," and blah blah blah. It's like just starts yelling at him. So he had to leave. But my point of the story, or the reason why this brought this to mind, was you don't go off script for Quentin Tarantino. So I wonder if the Coen brothers are kind of like.
Is that why he was yelling at Jamie, because he went off script?
Well, he was trying to.
Yeah, go ahead.
He was trying to like do this kind of cool persona, and he was like, "You're a slave. You can't read. You don't have like. You're not this cool guy.
Yeah,
you know, you have to just do this other character. You're trying to bring this whole like superhero thing to it. Yeah.
That was his whole point. I guess I missed the point of that trying to rush, but that was his whole point about like, you know, he's got his cell phone on the table and all this. Like he had to like literally just strip all that away and like get in there and
but I read all the dudes and mans. Those are all scripted.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's I'm sure the fucking script to this is like, you know, something that people hold dear.
If the limo scene is scripted, that's incredible.
Are you sure he won't mind?
Dooley doesn't care about anything. He's a nihilist.
Oh, that must be exhausting.
You're not blowing.
Our guest has to be getting along, Mrs. Lebowski.
Oh, your bunny.
I'll suck your cock for $1,000.
Wonderful woman. We're all very fond of her, very free-spirited.
Bran can't watch, though, or you have to pay $100.
That's marvelous.
I'm just gonna go find a cash machine.
Great line.
That awkward laugh is so perfect.
From
Philip
Seymour.
His face, it's amazing.
Yeah, he literally like is blushing. It's funny.
Amazing. And so the toenail polish becomes important here. So obviously she keeps sticking her foot in his face.
Yeah. I didn't recognize. Did you have to look up nihilist, by the way? I had to look up nihilist.
No.
You knew what it was?
Yeah, I went to college.
Oh, okay. I got it, Will.
Plus, we had like a bunch of you probably same thing, like just a bunch of shitty goth friends with lots of opinions.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I was a goth kid in high school and college.
So that was it. Did you look up nihilist?
No, so when stuff like that happens, because like I don't really have like a huge vocabulary or whatever, I just sidestep it and just assume that
context clues.
If it's important, it'll pop up later.
Did it pop up later?
Yeah,
So-
they explained it in the dialogue.
Sort of.
Yeah, it's just that they don't care about anything, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't care about anything.
That's what they said in the movie.
Well, she said that. She said it. She goes, "Oh, he doesn't care. He's a nihilist."
Yeah, but I
That
mean,
was a lot of people's
I didn't-
AOL Instant Messenger screen names back in the day.
Nihilist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In all of the
That must
metal,
be- I don't
in
think
all of
that's
the
a
death metal
thing.
chat rooms.
That must be
I
exhausting.
think you can say you're a nihilist. I don't think you can actually be a nihilist.
Now, here's the thing, though. If you're a nihilist, does it matter to you if you're a good one? You know what I mean? Like,
probably.
yeah. Well, okay. So that matters.
But then you don't care.
Then you care about that.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I don't know. All right. So
It's exhausting.
as we go
Did he
into this
say
next
it was
bit,
exhausting because he actually knew what a nihilist was?
no, he doesn't know what it means.
Right. Okay. That's
Yeah.
what I
She said
thought.
he doesn't care about anything.
Yeah.
That's exhausting. It
Yeah,
would be
he
harder
just-
to not care about anything.
I don't know. I think
probably.
he did. I think he did know what it was.
Do you?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
took
that
it.
was
he
a
went to
smart
college?
response.
Yeah.
Well,
He did go to
actually, maybe
college.
he
Well, I'm
does.
not saying he didn't.
No,
Well, hold
he
on.
said he did, but he was in a lot of administrative buildings.
You're right, though. You're right, though, because at the end, when we do have the confrontation with them again at the end, they're talking about how, like, you know, they don't really care if we have the money or not. And he's like, that's right, they're nihilists. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I took this as him not knowing what it meant and just sort of side. That's exactly
Maybe he
what I
looked
would
it
have
up.
done. I would have made a
I don't think so.
snide remark as well. You know,
It just
that
seemed
kind
like
of
an I don't give a shit, like snarky comment that was kind of funny. Like,
thing. Yeah, totally.
Okay, I have to mention also before you go on that the guy in the pool, who is the nihilist, is also the guy that is the head of the nihilists.
Yeah.
I did not make that connection as a new viewer that was the same guy.
He's also in the
porn
porno
star.
in the
movie.
porn.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, when the guys that are doing the kidnapping,
Yeah.
or
but
fake
the
kidnapping,
porn.
it wasn't clear to me that was the guy in the pool.
Right.
So when they were talking about stuff, I didn't until I went back the second watch and I was watching. I was like, oh, that's oh, and then I was like, oh, okay, because I had to watch it twice for the clips and watch the first and then I watched it for the clips.
I think you should watch it a third time.
Yeah, so that's just it. So you're basically...
I wouldn't be against... I didn't hate the movie. It wasn't like that at all. My only beef was that I thought all the parts that I think that I was supposed to think was funny, I thought all of them were funny. I thought the acting and the directing were brilliant. Brilliant. I just didn't think the story was that good. Like, I thought they cheated the ending. Like, I thought, okay, you just have Sam Elliott come in and the ending, and that's how you're going to end it because you couldn't think of a good way to end it. You know, and you could say, no, that's the brilliance of it. And, okay, fine. That's the brilliance of it, to not have a good ending. All right, that's fine. But, I don't know. I just didn't think... it was funny. It was well done. I just thought that they kind of gypped out the story of it.
Man, I totally disagree. I thought
I know, and that's fine.
Well, hold on. I just fucking let you talk for 3 fucking minutes. Jesus fucking Christ.
Micturate all over my
1,
diatribe.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, 10, or 11. It's the Richter scale again.
All right, so what I was going to say earlier, can I talk now?
Well, you played the music. I thought I was supposed to go.
Yeah, okay, but I was going to talk about the song.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, 10, or 11. It's the Richter scale again.
So I just walk around singing this fucking song all the time.
He really does.
I mean,
it's fucking crazy.
So I have to give a shout out to James Stant. This song,
so
the
catchy.
catchiest shit
it's a
in the
fucking
world.
hit. I mean,
hit.
I can't help it. I'm just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 all the time. I love it. Like,
Well, he's got the counting in there. That makes a hit. That's part of being a hit. Repeating. Is there any repeating?
There's no stuttering, but it's a very short song.
And he didn't whistle.
No.
But still,
he did really good.
For a very short song, he's got one of the 3 things
Sometimes
that need
Jaret
to be.
whistles the song.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Around the
That
house.
has happened. All right, over to Rich.
All right, Tara Reid. Here we go. And I did her in this movie, not how she is now, because that would be completely different. Hair. She probably had extensions, but I still give her an 8. It was a decent. Eyes, 8. Nose, 10. I think she has a perfect nose. Mouth, 9. Nothing wrong with her mouth. Overall face, I give her a 7.5 because I feel like those features don't really come together as well as they could. All right. Arms, 8. Boobs, and I think this was pre-boob job, right? I don't think this was at post-boob job. I give them a 7. So waist, I give her a 6, but in recent pictures, she'd get a fucking 2. Holy shit.
You mean her anorexic pictures?
Wait, hold on. You just said that you were going to review her as now, and then you went back, and then you. But then
I gave
you
her a 6
fucking went back on
now,
your
but
word.
I just wanted to mention.
You're the reason she's moving to Montana.
She should move to Montana.
Yeah, whatever. I don't
No,
know.
the recent picture, she looks like an 80-year-old woman that is in good shape.
Tara, if you're
You know,
listening to this,
the problem with
You're
any and
beautiful.
all of that kind of shit
share it on
is
your,
that
You're
when,
fine.
and I thought about this too when the Lindsay Lohan thing came up a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
The problem is that now that you're in that world, people only post and comment on the bad pictures of you. So we don't really know
I don't
what
think
the
that's
girl
true.
looks like.
I
I 100% agree that that's it. We won't find
If
like
they had good pictures, they would post good pictures.
well, not if they're just putting that shit out there to give them shit about the way that they look. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
Well,
why-
then every star would have nothing but bad pictures.
that's why my Facebook page is all my dogs.
The problem with the thing that I'm saying is that if Tara Reid were to post a picture right now where she looks good, it would get no attention. So like it wouldn't come up on a search because nobody gives a fuck. If somebody puts a picture out and they're just like, just saw Tara Reid, she looks fucking terrible, that thing gets like all this traction. So when you do search it,
But that
that's the
would
first
mean-
thing that come
But
up.
can we agree that maybe doing a lot of drugs might make you look shittier than not doing a lot of drugs?
Definitely.
What she said.
Yeah.
All right. Ass. I didn't see it in this movie, but recent.
No, you did. You
Yes,
did
you did.
in the porn.
Oh, I didn't see it. How was it in the
I
porn?
sw- I knew you were
going
going to comment on this because I thought it was. I really was waiting for your comment.
I thought
on her
like-
ass.
Yeah,
2
she
seconds.
she answers the door and you see her from behind.
Oh, I'm sorry. I failed you.
Start the movie again.
All right. I'll
well,
be
there
back.
ought to be a score
weren't-
that she gets. Because
What did you guys get from the?
You weren't going to
It's
like
a 10.
it.
She's a
It's a 10. So it's
she's a beautiful,
minus 4,
perfect angel
so-
of a woman.
Wait, what's the highest score she can get?
Well, 11 technically.
I would give every woman a 10 for every
Right.
everything.
I know that. So anyway, I don't remember seeing her, but based on recent pictures, it would indicate that she'd at least probably have a 5 for youth. But recent pictures, it would be like a 2. It's terrible. Legs 7, overall body 6.5. That gives her a total of 7.5. Still beautiful. She's still a beautiful girl in this movie.
I feel like this is like a fucked up version of like the Naked and Afraid like scale at the beginning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
What is it called?
They're shit. We were just talking about this.
They rate them?
Something survival ratio.
Rating. Something survival rating.
Yeah, it's
based on their boobs.
No,
gotta watch the show.
No, it's not based on their boobs. It's based upon their like just their survival skills. Like if you were in the army, you get some points. If you grew up in a certain area, you know, yada yada. Like it's a survivalist show, not survivalist. It's, you just got to go.
Homeless dude killed it.
Yeah, he had to go home. Remember?
No,
he got the stomach bug.
Katie Morgan says the cast of Scrubs said she smelled like cigarette smoke the entire time.
Oh yeah,
Terry Reid.
Yeah.
Her mouth tastes like cigarettes.
And that's what her waist looks like, by the way.
Cigarette?
She looks like she's been in a room with cigarettes for like 20 years, and that's what her waist looks like.
Got it.
I bet you, though, she could use a hug.
Yeah, I'm sure she could.
Give me the marker, dude. I'm marking an 8.
Smokey, my friend, you're entering a world of pain. Walter, man. You mark that frame an 8, you're entering a world of pain.
I'm not.
A world of pain.
Look, dude, this is your partner.
Is the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules? Mark at 0.
They're calling the cops, man. Put the piece away.
Mark at 0.
Walter, put the piece away.
Walter?
You think I'm fucking around here? Mark at 0.
Fucking dude shoves the pen in his hand and just like places it on the paper or whatever. Just
I do this in my head all the time. Rules are there for a reason. Okay, guys? Follow the fucking rules.
Oh my god!
I have to do this in my head with the Russian because
totally
she doesn't follow the rules for anything, and it drives me batty.
She follows the superstition rules.
Didn't you tell me?
Yeah.
Didn't you say like she'll like park in a handicap spot?
Yeah,
like
she'll do like whatever.
that's
Like rules
hardcore.
are just loose guidelines to Russians.
Man,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
Well, that's a Eastern European thing. Have you not ever been to Disneyland?
No.
Fucking go to Disney World or whatever. Like I don't mean to fucking stereotype, but they don't fucking wait in lines and shit. They just walk right past you. It's fucking crazy. It's just nuts.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. It's
We're
like that whole.
originally from England because
It's that
we're white.
whole fucking old person
Where
thing.
they queue up.
It just happened to me and Casey the other day. I don't remember where we were. But,
Some of
I
us
do
are from
remember.
Germany.
We were coming home from Mexico, and there's like a 12-person line or whatever to get into this stupid Corona restaurant. It's the only place where you can get. There's plenty of chairs, or whatever. But these fucking, and they weren't even really that old. They're like probably late 60s or whatever. And they just did the thing where they just act like they don't know what the fuck is going on and just walk right up to the front of the line and be like, yeah, we'll just have a seat for 2. Whatever. That drives me crazy. The whole acting like you don't know what the fuck is happening drives me crazy. I fucking hate it.
Here's something else that drives me crazy. Ever since I've learned about proper trigger finger etiquette,
Yes.
this drives me nuts
When
now.
they have their
Oh,
finger
sure.
right on the trigger.
Yeah.
When it's just on the trigger.
Right.
Yes, it
Got to be
drives
on the
me-
outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like pointed from the outside. I thought John was going to be here and he could talk like for 20 minutes about this, but yeah.
I wouldn't have let him talk for 20 minutes about that.
Well, that's probably true.
That's
but
fucking
yeah, but
retarded.
it drives. Obviously, movies in the '80s never cared about that at all. Everyone had their fucking finger on the goddamn trigger.
I would have let
But
John.
now,
I would have let John talk about it because he's intimidating and a handsome man.
I'm not intimidated by him. Should I be?
yeah,
Super
I think so.
handsome.
I don't know. There he is.
What do you mean?
Hey.
All right, so again, here we go. We're going to go with the game now, guys. Are you both prepared to write down your answers this week? Now, you guys probably don't know this because you both stood us up last time you were supposed to be on the show. But, all right, so we're going. Now, just so you know, David, no, so I can't see it all. But once you hold it up, when I call on you, you'll just go ahead and read your answer aloud.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'll call on Chris. And Chris, how are you writing your answers down this week?
I have a notepad.
Oh, okay. So he's going fucking old school with Sharpie.
Why is that funny?
He just goes, I'll have a notepad. So good. Oh my God. That was amazing. All right. Here we go, guys. Question number 1. about the movie The Big Lebowski. The first time we see the Jesus, we hear a song by the Eagles done in a Spanish vibe. What is that song? That's right. The first time we actually are introduced to the Jesus, who it does not matter to. We hear a song by the Eagles, and I see that you're both holding up Hotel California, and that is correct, guys. Absolutely correct. I'm supposed to have you both read your answers, but that's all right. He only fines me $40 for each time I fuck this up. That was a really hard one, guys, much like what I woke up with this morning. I'll tell you that much. All right, question number 2.
A hard stool.
We have an inside joke about that, so that's extra funny to me and my wife. Okay, question number 2 will be also about the movie The Big Lebowski. In the movie The Big Lebowski, the dude's drink of choice is what? The dude's drink of choice is what?
This could be a trick question.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's 2 different answers.
Oh, okay. I don't think there is.
They could be correct.
I don't think there is.
Okay, so I'm going to go to... Are you done writing, Chris? I'm going to go to David Dooley first. David Dooley, what is your answer?
White Russian.
White Russian. We'll go to Chris Holt.
I wrote White Russian or Caucasian.
Okay, you are both correct. It is a White Russian. Could also be referred to as
a Caucasian.
That is true.
He orders a White Russian twice.
He does, yes. So I actually, as I was watching it today, I wanted to settle this.
Like 3 times in
so,
one
but
scene.
we're going to talk about that a little bit later. All right.
That's extra funny on
they
video.
can see you too.
That was very cowardly lion of you.
I gotta stop. I gotta stop picking my nose. All right, you guys are both doing great. It is 2-2. You guys are way better than whoever was on last week. Question.
Hey.
Question.
It was your wife.
It was me last week.
Oh no.
Why don't I remember that? Question number 3.
You dreamt about it.
Dude, I'll talk about that later too. Question number 3. Here we go. The true or false? This joke should be fucking true. Julianne Moore was once asked if they wrote the right role and she had to keep her clothes on, would she consider it? True or false? That should be true. Is that, all right, so true or false, this statement should be true. Julianne Moore was once asked if a script was written and you played a role where you had to keep your clothes on, would you consider the role? Let's go to you guys here. They're both twisted in the way that I'm forming the question. They don't really know what to fucking say. True or false, this statement should be true. Here we go. Who are we going to first? David Dooley, what you got?
I got true with a giant question mark.
Chris Holt. Let's go to Chris Holt.
I wrote true as well.
True is correct. That's right. Because it would be a hilarious joke.
I actually think David's true.
True.
Actually might be more right.
Yeah, you may be right. Yeah. If I could still give bonus points, it'd be 3.5 to 3. But unfortunately, it's 3 to 3. All right. Going into question number 4, you guys are doing really, really well. This next question also is about the movie The Big Lebowski. In the movie The Big Lebowski, the character Donnie dies how?
Ooh.
How does Donnie die? That's right. Obviously, could be a sword, could be a gun, could have gotten run over by a reindeer. You never know. Okay, once again, are you both done writing? We'll go to David Dooley with the light up screen.
Yes, sir. Heart attack.
And we'll go to Chris Holt.
Oh, I got he was shot.
All right. That question goes to David Dooley. He was not shot. In fact, there were no gunshots fired. He was having a heart attack, which led John Goodman into Vietnam flashbacks. And that is probably what...
everything?
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. All right. So we got a 4-3 lead going into question number 5.
David did.
David did. Got it right. Yeah. Oh.
Well, I didn't want to clap.
Well, it was weird because one got it right and one of them got it wrong. So.
Okay, now we have to go, boo!
Oh, shit!
I'm not going to clap for Chris getting it wrong.
All right, here we go. 4-3 going into question number 5. This is the last question from me tonight, guys, and I apologize that you won't have me to deal with anymore. Okay, question number 5 is this. how much money was in the briefcase that the dude had in the car? How much money was in the briefcase that the dude had in the car? Chris Holt, I can see you still writing there. All right. We'll go to David Dooley with the light up screen.
None.
Okay. We'll go to Chris Holt.
I wrote 0 as well.
That is correct. There was 0 money in there.
That was tricky.
That was a trick question. I would have also accepted John Goodman's underwear on a technicality. Yeah. Because there were I guess one was more of like an overnight bag.
Right.
That's fine. It's 4-3. And now we go to Mr. Richard Kubert Eleanor the Third Coleman Jr.
Isn't it 5-3?
Third junior.
Oh, yeah, it's 5-4.
5-4.
Yeah, okay. Man, thanks for working with me on that. Right now, David Dooley has a commanding lead.
Is anybody really win?
Of 5-4.
All right.
They're winners in their heart.
All right. Which of the following best describes the shape of Julianne Moore's ass? A, a peach. B, a rounded square. C, a gumdrop. Or D, an inverted triangle. Which of the following best describes the shape of Julianne Moore's ass? A, a peach. B, a rounded square. C, a gumdrop. Or D, an inverted triangle.
Oh, okay. Like, so her butt cheeks point to her vagina.
A V
like,
with
hey,
like
down
a
here.
line across the top.
Okay, got it. Got it. All right. All right. Did both of you make your answer? Okay, we'll go to, you know what? Let's go to Chris Holt first. Chris Holt.
Hey.
Chris Holt is going peach. Me knowing Rich and his taste the way that I do, I'm thinking that's probably incorrect. Let's go to Dave.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
Then I screwed the pooch because I went with peach as well.
Okay, they both went with peach.
The answer is a rounded square.
Okay, a rounded square. Gosh, I'm sorry.
She did not have a good butt.
She has a good everything in everything. I fucking love that.
It was a
lady.
rounded square. It looked weird.
You know what? You're weird. How about that? All right, guys, it is still 5-4, and that leads us into Will's super hard bonus question. Today, I gotta tell you guys something.
Please, let's have categories.
I do have to tell you this though. Today, this is true story. I actually had like an hour of what I consider like almost free time. Like I had specific things that I needed to do, but I didn't have enough time to do those things. So I really did do this. I had to take my son's trumpet in to have it cleaned up, get ready for the year or whatever. He's starting to play the trumpet. And my friend Wayne Wagner, I'll give him a shout out, don't cut this out, actually sent me an insane Bach trumpet that he played back when we were in marching band. And that I walked into the store and showed it to the guy, and he was just like, whoa. I mean, like, this is a really nice trumpet. So Wayne Wagner, thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart. Anyway, I was trying to think, what do we have that doesn't have a theme song yet? You know what I mean? And I fucking should have written one for this, because this would be like, it's Will's super hard bonus question.
Yeah.
And I could have fucking done that in 10 minutes.
But you didn't?
No.
Oh, I thought you were teasing some new song,
I was
building
saying,
it up, and you're like, and I have it.
No, by talking about this, now I'll remember and I'll do it later.
Jaret,
are you sure?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Okay, gentlemen. So who's getting this question?
Back on the escalator again. Leave it alone.
All right, go ahead.
Who's getting this question?
That's right. So this question goes to Chris Holt only.
That's right, only.
So this is your chance to tie it up.
For the steal.
To win.
That's right. If he gets this right, he wins. If he misses, he loses. This is like fucking the last question on Family Feud.
Right.
It's either or.
Right.
Okay, got it.
All right.
Okay, so the Holt family, you get this right, you win the game. You get this wrong, the Dooley family wins and goes to Fast Money.
Okay, Chris Holt. Here are your categories: science, animals, sports, sex, or podcaster tattoos. Please choose a category.
I've got to go podcaster tattoos.
Okay, podcaster tattoos.
You think this is going to be easy? You may have guessed wrong.
I have a tattoo on my ankle, as well as my shoulder. I have 2 tattoos. What does the tattoo on my ankle say?
Oh, man. Jesus Christ.
Should have went with animals.
He should have gone with animals.
Okay, what does the tattoo on his ankle say?
I can't think of anything funny to say.
It does not. No, that is not what it says.
That's not what it says.
And he does not reveal the answers.
No.
So, unfortunately for you, Chris Holt, I believe this is your second loss in a row.
Damn, sorry, man.
It is.
That's right.
I am a big loser.
You're a fucking loser. And I don't really think you're a loser, but you didn't win.
I feel like if you lose with David Dooley's laugh in the background,
you win.
Like that's the type of
It's
loss
fine.
that'll like
I know.
just stick with you forever because he's like,
Oh God, it's just the best.
fucking loser.
It's like that. I did an acoustic show that I think you thought about coming to, that beer tasting thing that Lucy Murray and them came to with the taste.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
wanted to. I just couldn't make it that
I
night.
know
The show that Lucy Murray came to doesn't narrow it down.
Oh,
I gave one of her friends a ticket.
No. But anyway, like that was like one of those nights where like that laugh would have really come in handy. You know?
for sure.
Because it was like a bunch of people that had never seen me before. So it took a solid 20 minutes to like for them to figure out that I was actually being hilarious. You know? I think at first they thought I was just a fucking
it took
dick.
like 5 minutes.
Hey, you guys are the best. Holy shit, we've been on this thing for 40 minutes. Chris, what city will I see you in, sir?
Leeds and Nottingham.
Nice. I will see you at Leeds and the home of Robin Hood. And I will. You can lead me to Robin Hood's forest. And David Dooley, I'm hoping I will see you probably when I get back.
Sounds good.
All right, man. Hey to the families, guys, and y'all be good.
I received this fax this morning. As you can see, it is a ransom note.
We have Bunny
Written by men who are unable to achieve on a level field of
gather
play.
$1 million.
Howard!
Unmarked, non-consecutive 20.
Weekly.
Await instructions. No fun stuff. Bummer.
As he's walking in, though, it's just like Philip Seymour Hoffman's just like, he's so upset, you know. Mr. Lebowski's in isolation. You know, like he's just can't fucking control himself or whatever. Dude, it just fucking, the dude's reaction to everything, so good. Bummer. You know, he just doesn't give a fuck. In essence, the dude is a nihilist. Sometimes.
Except for his fucking rug.
He cares.
Yeah, he cares about
his name.
And his drink. Yeah, the guy fucking cares. He's a caring guy. You know?
He's a caring nihilist.
It made sense at the end of the movie, but as I was watching this for the first time, I was like, why the fuck would this guy have the dude do this for him? It makes zero sense. Zero sense. And that was bothering me as we're going through this. But, of course, we find out later, we know why.
Yeah.
He's a patsy.
I just didn't know why it didn't bother the dude.
Again, he just fucking going through the motions.
Yeah.
Just, it seems like an easy thing, you know? Bunch of fucking Donnie stuff here. Shut the fuck up, Donnie, blah, 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 blah. And then...
That was really good when
fucking
he tells
great.
him to shut the fuck up.
You know what that's all about?
No.
It's kind of an inside thing because in Fargo, his character wouldn't stop talking.
that was a director thing going...
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good. I like meta shit like that.
Yeah.
Do they like bowling a lot? Are they like a big bowlers?
Yeah.
Because they have another movie
the
about
dude
bowling.
and his two friends, they love bowling.
No, not in the movie. I'm talking about the directors.
Because
they have that Randy Quaid.
Oh,
and
Bill Murray.
Kingpin?
Yeah.
Kingpin.
They did that?
Didn't they?
I don't know.
I'm almost positive they.
Chat
room, did they do Kingpin?
I always confuse. There's something about Mary and Kingpin are the same guys. Are they the same guys as Fargo and this movie?
Are you? You're thinking about the Farrelly brothers?
The Farrelly brothers did Kingpin.
Oh, well, there's too many director brothers.
And then the
there's
the
three.
Matrix
I thought.
guys.
Oh wow, that's too many brothers. We've got to.
And then there's the two brothers that did Stranger Things. They call them the Duffer Brothers.
Oh Jesus Christ, we have too many fucking brothers. Man. Well, what else have these guys have done?
You know what? I always wanted to have a brother.
Yeah, me too.
Well, we go into the knockout season. The knockout season.
I mean, a brother that likes me and wants to hang out with me.
Oh my god!
Just kidding, Chris. calm down.
Wow.
Jared's like, and I'm out.
I don't know if we can make it through the next date, guys.
Dude is not in. Do you find him much, these stolen cars?
Sometimes. Wouldn't hold out much hope for the tape deck, though.
Or the credence. Well, what about the briefcase?
Mr. Lebowski, I'd like to see you. Call when you get home and I'll send a car for you. My name is Maud Lebowski. I'm the woman who took your rug.
Well, guess we can close the file on that one.
So that's what I was just trying to
Very
get out
funny
earlier.
scene.
But he's just like, my rug was stolen too. They're like, oh, so the rug was in the car? Well, no, it was, and then we get into this part. So good. So Julianne Moore is operating with the Madonna accent in this
Right.
movie. It's the
Dick Tracy Madonna
she's
accent?
not really British, and she's not really
It's a fluent New Englander.
yeah, it's just I really wish that you would call me. That whole thing. I don't know.
See?
Yeah, see? That's the old...
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's
So I
that's
got
from, like, the
lost here.
20s.
So you guys are going to have... And I watched it twice, and I still wasn't sure. Did she come steal the rug that he stole?
Yeah, she says it right when he walks into... once she gets off the trapeze thing, she says... I know my father said you could have that, but that belonged to my mother, so I'm taking that back.
Did we see her steal it, or did we have any?
We saw
Her thugs came in, hit him in the face,
and knocked him out, and she was standing there with him.
And then he had that dream where he's flying.
Yeah, and she was in the dream.
Those are her thugs.
Yeah, and she's standing there with him, and you see it, and then she's
I
also
don't think that
in the
registered
dream.
in my brain. I don't
she's
think.
kind of
but that
chasing them
makes sense.
around.
All right, I think I remember
So
that.
she starts to get into the does the female form bother you, Mr. Lebowski? And do you like sex? And he's
Even if
just
it's
like
square with the little rounded edges.
There you go.
I'll take it.
All right.
And so this is obviously where they threw you a hint here about the nihilist guy being the porn guy, because he goes, "Hey, I know that guy. He's a nihilist."
Yeah.
So I was going to mention the fact that had to have been a real porn star in there. So obviously,
You didn't recognize her?
No, I don't know who Asia Carrera is.
Instantly recognized her.
Oh, really? Yeah.
You too, Will? Yeah.
No.
Tia Carrera's sister.
Yeah, it's Tia Carrera's sister.
All right.
So
the funny bit where she's like, the plot is ridiculous, and remember when she's watching the porn with him?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah, well, so they get into that.
And you
which
can
is,
imagine what happens after this,
Well, he actually gets into that with the guy at the rich, and I thought it was interesting because it's almost like there's almost this sort of a connection to Boogie Nights, because he talks about the fact that hey, do people really care about the plot anymore? We're going straight to digital kind of thing, and I doubt this is in the thing, because he just goes, "Oh, I still masturbate manually." But this is where she starts trying to get him to go to the doctor, and she keeps making a big deal of that, right? And you're just like, what the fuck does she want him to go to the doctor for? And I didn't remember why at the time. I thought,
couldn't remember why either.
I thought it was just like, okay, she just wants to fuck him and wants to make sure that he doesn't have a disease or whatever. But, so here we go. The limo takes him back. You love this limo scene.
Mm-hmm.
You said, fucking great, him and that guy talking. He notices the Volkswagen back behind him. So it's like limo. He gets out of the one limo to look at the Volkswagen, and then he's grabbed by another limo driver and thrown in another limo. And
Man, I've got certain information, all right? Certain things have come to light, and, has it ever occurred to you that instead of, running around blaming me, given the nature of all this new shit, this could be a lot more complex. I mean, it might not be just such a simple,
What in God's holy name are you blathering about?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm blathering about. I've got information, man. New shit has come to light. And shit, man. She kidnapped herself.
This is the quote I remember hearing the most. And so when this scene first started and he says, "I've got information, man," I was like, oh, it's a little different than I remember hearing it. I guess I had heard it on a clip or something. And maybe I was like, oh, maybe I heard it wrong, or maybe someone said it a certain way, and in the movie it's different. And so when he first says it, I was like, oh, I recognize it, but it doesn't. It's not sitting in my head right. It's not correct. And then so as the scene goes on, and then he says it again later. I got certain information, man. That's when I was like, oh, that's what I've been hearing all these years. And this scene, and we're all laughing because the acting in this fucking scene is so good.
Yeah, he's really great.
So good.
Yeah, he's awesome. And
if this is scripted, that's crazy.
Yeah, and he says, he's like, can I get that in cash? And so he's like, give him the envelope because, oh, it's cool if you've already written the check, right? And so as he's opening this thing up, Big Lebowski's telling him, I'm going to send everybody after you because you're the one. And this is where the hint comes. He goes, I will not abide another toe. And so that's where we get later on. That's where the dude abides comes from. So, but I love that we flash from here to the coffee shop and they're sitting there or whatever. And he's just like, you know what, man? I saw the toe. It's the fingernail polish. He goes, you want a toe? I can get you another toe by 3 p.m. sans nail polish. And it just, oh, God, he's so good. He storms out or whatever. And John Goodman just throwing down the gun. I'm staying. Finish him a coffee. Good coffee. It seems like after each one of these tirades that he goes on, then he just has this moment of just pure calm. Like like I had said earlier, where he freaks out and pulls the gun on the guy. Then they get in the car and he's just like, calmer than you, And here he just lost his shit, almost got him kicked out of the restaurant. And he's just like, I'm staying. Finish him a coffee. He's just fine. He got it out of his system. So we have a great Bowling for Soup thing that we make fun of Eric a lot about. And it's the next scene. And the scene opens up with, so here's the thing. So certain members of Bowling for Soup have we have a fondness for feet. Okay. It's a thing. And so all I will tell you is that this opening scene the open to this scene is just these feet on the bathtub. And we're all sitting there watching this movie, and Eric just goes, oh, like that. And then the camera pans around, and it's fucking Jeff Bridges. Now, that has been going on since we first saw this movie in 1998, right? Like, fuck it. I don't even remember what town we were in. It was interesting that we even went and saw the movie, but we have been making fun of him for that for fucking 20 years. We just talk, somebody be just like, yeah, why don't you go look at Jeff Bridges' feet? So what makes it really, it all came full circle today, because as me and Casey were watching this, they come up and it's the foot scene, and I'm sitting there and I'm kind of just sort of like snickering to myself, and she just goes, oh, he's got girl feet like you do. Anyway,
really
so I almost wanted to text Eric and just be like, dude, I'm sorry. Casey said that Jeff Bridges' feet were kind of girl feet.
I've been addicted to
this
whole
but we
time.
have fucked with him about that for 20 flipping years, man. And he went through a phase where he would be like, dude, I was just kidding. I knew it was a dude or whatever. But now he pretty much just admits that he fucking, he reacted too soon. It's fine. And he'll live with it for the rest of his life.
That's hilarious.
Obviously there's all this shit going on outside the bathtub, and he's like, hey, this is a private residence, man.
Hey, this is a private residence, man.
A marmot.
That scream.
Where is that money, Lebowski? He wants the money, Lebowski!
You think we are kidding or making with the funny stuff?
But you think you haven't dreamed of Lebowski.
Yeah, he believes in nothing.
He believes in nothing, Lebowski, nothing.
And tomorrow we come back and we cut off your Johnson.
Excuse me?
I said we cut off your Johnson!
So, the fucking, the screaming with a ferret in there.
The thing that I got fixated on was whether or not that ferret was in the tub the entire time, or if it was some kind of a stand.
Oh, there's no way.
No, it was fake. They had definitely.
But it was like underwater for a lot of the time. But like, I kept looking for a cut a cut?
No, there's
no.
no
It
way.
was like a fake, just like something that they had wiggling around in there. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
I was like, it took me out of the movie. I was so fixated on whether or not that was a real ferret.
They would have never gotten away with that.
I wouldn't think so either.
Easy there,
but it
Peter.
was the 80s,
Jesus.
or was it 90s? Or
This is late 90s.
Yeah,
There's no
98.
fucking way.
Okay,
yeah, you're not allowed to drop
You're
a
right.
ferret in the water at that point.
Yeah, you're right.
Flea is in this.
That's crazy.
Fucking Flea.
I recognize him right away.
Yeah.
Doing his best Hans and Franz.
Yeah, definitely.
accent.
Yeah, it's so funny that
We don't care about anything. It's like, really? Because it sounds like you care a lot about not caring about it.
Well, you care a lot about $1 million.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah,
You know, fun fact: it is illegal to have a ferret in California.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Why?
It's since 1933 or something. They're just not allowed.
I know that it's
Interesting.
okay here because I had a friend who had one, and
They're only illegal in Hawaii and California.
interesting.
That
Why
is
is it illegal?
interesting.
Would you say?
It has something to do with they thought it was an invasive species and would like destroy crops because
Like they would get away and like multiply too much, like the whatever those big rats are that they have.
And is it an invasive
I don't know.
species? Okay, I haven't seen any wild ferrets.
You haven't lived then, man.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I've partied with a couple of ferrets. They were fucking wild, dude. So he fucking finds his car, and I fucking love the cop just goes, "Lucky they left the tape deck, sir, and the credence." And he's just like, "What is this smell?" Just like, somebody could have went in there and just dropped it, and relieved themselves and went on with themselves, fucking great. He has to get in on the other side. And then he just asked the guy, he's like, "You got any leads?" Then he just loses his mind, like, that's probably real, right? I mean, so many cars they're never gonna catch people who steal cars, right?
No.
That's not even a thing. They don't even try, right?
No, I don't think they try.
Yeah, I mean that's
They try to catch rings, but not individual cars.
right.
Yeah.
So if you steal a car and go for a joyride,
You're fine.
you're fine,
You're fine.
right? So would you sing?
What's-
Gonna
which-
join the joyride the whole time?
We should just endorse it.
Let's
on the
fucking
show.
Let's fucking do that. I'm not kidding.
Steal a car. It's fine.
All right, so to the scene where they're back at the bowling alley, and so the dude orders from Gary. He says, "Another Caucasian Gary." And so we had a whole thing about this today on Facebook, and so I think I'll just go ahead and read it.
It was Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, I think it was Facebook Messenger. And so
I didn't want anybody to go spend time looking for the post.
right. Well,
It was a private chat.
it was.
You weren't invited.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and read it. Fuck it.
Okay.
So it says, Rich starts off with, so this is a conversation between Rich and Will. It says, "Well, we doubled our listenership over last year for August." And Will goes, "You're welcome." And Rich goes, "You were already here last August, I thought."
I'm not sure. I think you were.
And then Will goes, "Then they started to listen more. You're welcome." And Rich goes, "Ha, ha, ha, ha." And Will goes, "Thumbs up." So then Will goes, "Who all is coming tonight? And should I get the stuff to make White Russians? Also, the Russian should come on because that would be hilarious." And Rich goes, "LOL. She can't. She has the kiddo." And Will goes, "She could bring her, and Anna could hang here. Or Simone." And then Rich goes, "White Russians sound great, but he was drinking a Caucasian. She didn't watch the movie. She just changed jobs to and blah, blah, blah." So Will goes, "A White Russian is a Caucasian." And Rich goes, "I know, but never did they mention the word White Russian." And Will goes, "I'm pretty sure they did." And Rich goes, "So unless you're a bartender, it doesn't make sense." "They did? I was listening for it. Maybe I missed it." Will goes, "I'll watch it again." And so Rich goes, "Also, you're ruining the show by discussing this now with me, Will." And Will goes, "Fuck." So Rich goes, "I'm canceling now. We're doing a random show this week, I guess." And so Casey goes, "She also doesn't like our podcast. Everybody knows he's drinking White Russians. Stop yelling!" And then she got a ha and an LOL. And then I put what my wife said. "I am trying to confirm Gary, he is elusive. Not the bartender, my drummer."
Right.
That's pretty much the end of the whole thing. But anyway, we had a whole conversation about that. So as I was watching it, I did notice that he does say White Russian. He orders a White Russian from the rich guy,
the video guy.
Yeah, because what do you like to drink?
And the video
White
guy.
Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
And not to mention, he's constantly. I mean, you said that in the beginning he was drinking milk. He wasn't. He was drinking half and half.
yeah.
Is what's so gross. And every scene, he's pouring vodka, Kahlua, half and half.
I like it when he used the
White Russian.
powder
Yeah,
creamer.
I was just about to ask about that. So is that a thing? Could you do that?
Yeah.
Like
You
he's
can,
yeah. I mean, is it
He's
the
like total. He has to have his drink. They had coffee creamer powdered and he used it.
yeah.
Right.
Oh man. So anyway,
White Russians are fucking good. You should have brought some White Russians. I'm not allowed to have them, but I would have been.
man,
happy
I
for
was
you.
thinking that the whole time we were watching this.
It's like a
would have been so
milkshake.
awesome.
I almost brought the stuff to make it.
Yeah, we can't do it this week, but
instead I brought mojito.
when we go to the when we take Rich to the convention, let's try and have a few there.
Oh, thanks for taking me too.
No, I meant we as a group. Don't act like you're left out all the time.
Oh, I'm not taking Rich anywhere.
Oh, okay, I got it. So I fucking love this interaction between Sam Elliott and the dude, where he's like, "I like your style, dude. I dig your whole, and he goes, I dig your style too, like the whole cowboy thing going." He goes, "But do you have?" And then Sam Elliott goes, "You have to use so many cuss words?" And the dude just goes, "The fuck are you talking about?" So he's still getting bugged by Julianne Moore to go to the doctor, right? And then we got the weird guy on the fucking chair who he orders the White Russian for, and the guy just says, "The bar's over there." And so he finally does make it to the doctor, and then and Casey asked me too, like, "Wait a minute, wasn't he there for his face?" Because the doctor goes, "Slide down your shorts." He's like, "No, they
I
hit
was
me.
like, what is happening?
They hit me up here."
Because then he left like in this like really great mood, and I'm like, what the fuck happened in that doctor's office?
He was in a good mood.
That's why I said that.
Yeah.
I was like, what just happened?
And then he drops the cigarette in his lap
and does a scream.
And he does the ferret scream.
That was not a cigarette.
Oh, you're right. It was a funny cigarette.
Yeah, that was a, what do they call that?
A J.
No, when it's all.
It was a roach.
A roach.
Yeah, roach,
El
yeah.
Rocho. Yeah. So he pours beer in his lap.
When I was a kid, we would go to the carnival when the carnival was in town, and you do the little things and you win stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing you could ever win was the fucking little feathers,
Roach clips.
Don't ruin my.
No,
story.
I know. I get you.
With the clip on it, so you could clip it onto your hat and stuff.
Yeah.
So I got one of those for my winnings. Came home, and my mom is like, "Why do you have that?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Because I fucking won it.
And she was like,
You're
"You
like-
don't understand what that's used for." And I still was like dumbfounded.
You
over
should have
it.
been like, "How
I
do you
had
know?"
No idea.
How did your mom know that?
Well, I didn't even understand what she was talking about until later on in life. And I was like, "Oh."
You didn't
She
say.
knew it was for marijuana. I didn't even know at that point what she was talking about.
Here is the thing with me. Same story. Carnival goes through every fucking town, right? We're winning the same prizes.
Right.
It's the same shit.
Right.
Def
Leppard t-shirt.
I'm killing it on those things. I got a fucking clip to my hat. We even called them roach clips, and I didn't know what the fuck that
I
was.
called them roach clips. I
Yeah.
didn't know what they were.
No idea. But my brother sure knew what they were, and he stole them all. So apparently all of his friends were decked out with these roach clips from then on. So
That's crazy. I went to a carnival and I never won anything ever.
oh my God. So you know what the fucking... my funniest... I've won some good shit at carnivals, but the funniest one was I try so hard to take this with me and to my boys or whatever, who always want to play the games and like win all the shit or whatever. And the thing about it is like, it's right when you walk in and you see the thing, and it's like, I try to tell them, you don't want to win that, because what are you going to do with it? Like, we can't.
Yeah, make me hold it.
Yeah, well, sure. So we walked into the thing, and I'm just like, and my brother took me to the carnival. My mom dropped us off, and of course he's got to keep up with me. I'm 5 years younger than him, and I feel so bad just because of shit like this. So I'm like, I want to do the cakewalk, and he goes, dude, don't do the cakewalk, because if you win, like, what are we gonna do with the cake? Like, we just got here. We can't ride rides with that or whatever. I'm like, I want to do the cakewalk. I probably cried and shit because I was a little fucking crybaby. And I fucking won. a fucking German chocolate cake. I'll never forget it as long as I live.
Delicious.
I fucking won. And so I carried that fucking thing around forever until finally we went into the inside part. You know, I guess it was a fair because they had like the inside part. And he fucking went up to just some random booth and was just like, would you please keep this for my little brother until we have to leave or whatever? And they did. But I try to instill that all the time. Like, what the fuck? Okay, let's say you win this fucking monkey that's the size of a Volkswagen. First of all, it won't fit in the car to get home.
And the blue fuzzy shit gets everywhere in our house now.
Yeah, but now he did fucking win that at Dave & Buster's.
Yeah.
Like the biggest monkey that you could win there.
I made the mistake of playing the goldfish game and then winning a fucking goldfish and then going, what the fuck do I do with this goldfish? And then you have to take it home. And I had to go to like Walmart at like
flush it
1 a.m.
Casey, you
and get a bowl
fucking
and some
liar.
food. What?
You literally just said you never won anything.
Well, that was later.
Wow.
Not when I was little. I was like 20.
I'm
You
sorry.
send me to bed.
Just kidding.
I said when I was little. This was when I was like a grown ass woman who accidentally won a fucking goldfish. It was horrible. I just wanted to go to the bar with my friends and
I thought you were little.
I had to go fucking take care of this fucking
All you had to do
goldfish.
was go to a frat party. They would have took care of that
I didn't know
motherfucker.
what to
Some
fucking
freshman
do.
would
No, I
have
had to go to
swallowed it.
Walmart and get it a fucking home, and then my friend spiked it on bowl on New Year's, and it died.
Oh, that's right. It lived a long time, right?
Yeah,
like a really long time. Didn't it move with you, like multiple places and
Just
shit?
one.
Okay, yeah, because
One home.
Goldfish don't move well.
No. But I used to dress up as a little bowl, little outfits and sunglasses and party hats and shit. He was
Hey,
cool.
Casey. I'm sorry I called you a fucking liar.
Fuck off.
We're hoping it won't be necessary to call the police, but that's up to little Larry here. Isn't it, Larry? Is this your homework, Larry? Is this your homework, Larry?
Look, man.
Please. Is this your homework, Larry?
Just ask him about the car, man.
Is this yours, Larry? Is this your homework, Larry?
Is that your car out front?
Is this your homework, Larry?
We know it's his fucking homework. Where's the fucking money, you little brat?
Well, we find the homework here. It's the landlord dance, which Will and I both said was fucking great earlier. To Rich just staring at us blankly, like he definitely didn't
Was it
get that part.
strangely beautiful?
No.
Oh, I thought
It was just.
I thought
It was ridiculous, but
What?
it was oddly appropriate. For like, I mean, it was exactly what I thought it was going to be. So they pull up to this kid's house and the Corvette's there, and he already spent the goddamn money. So again, we get into another bowling for soup line that we say all the time, and they walk in or whatever. Okay, so apparently the kid's dad is like a writer, right? And
Yeah, I got confused on this too.
well, it's a real fast thing. So all of that happens. It happens
before they go.
Right. It happens really fast that he's just like, oh, that's got to be such and such's kid who's this writer or whatever. So anyway,
Why was that pertinent to the story? It was weird.
It's pertinent to the story because because when he walks in, he's like actually starstruck by like this guy who's like in this like ventilator or whatever. But anyway, the line that we say all the time is he just walks in. He's like, yes, okay, so this is my friend Jeff, whatever, and a good day to you, sir. He just yells across the thing, and he just goes, does he still write? And the woman just goes, oh, no, he has health problems. And he's like laying in the freaking ventilator thing or whatever.
Iron lung.
Oh, iron lung. Hey, iron lung.
He's my favorite superhero.
Who is that Marvel?
So, if I can't find your money, what's in it for the dude?
Well, of course, there's that to discuss. A refill?
Yeah, the Pope shit in the woods?
10% finder's fee. That all right?
Okay. Done, Jackie. I dig the way you do business, man. Your money is being held by a kid named Larry Sellers. He lives in North Hollywood on Radford, by the In-N-Out Burger.
So, again, more things that you notice in the movie later, because he lives over here by the In-N-Out Burger, and like just all of their conversations about In-N-Out Burger starts when the landlord is at his play or whatever, and he's just like, we're gonna go to the kid's house. The kid's house is over there. Oh, can we stop by In-N-Out Burger? We're like, and he starts to shut him up. He's like, well, you shut. Yeah, we can stop by there on the after we're done. That'll be.
This scene confused me too, though. So he's at this guy's house.
Yeah.
They grabbed him because they want the money from him, right?
Well, they didn't grab him. They berated him.
My point is, he comes there. He goes, oh, some kid has it. And then they drug him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's back at the house or whatever.
No, he's running down the highway
or whatever.
The police pick him up.
Yeah,
but whatever.
Basically,
that's not my point. My point is, A, why did they let him go until they got their money? Because the kid doesn't have the money because there wasn't any money. And then B, if they're going to let him go, why did they need to drug him to let him? I was confused by that whole thing.
I mean, I felt like he was being drugged before they knew that. I don't really know. I don't really know that there's a solid answer to that point.
Fair enough.
It was a good setup to get him in front of the Malibu sheriff.
Exactly, and just to sort of
have
tie
a drug scene,
tie the whole porno stuff, the whole porno thing together as well.
Well, the whole drugged out bowling dancer scene.
Yeah,
yeah.
I could have done without all
that look on his face
scenes
when he's dancing around in that plumber outfit or whatever he's wearing. That was fucking.
Oh, it's fucking great. Just and then see. So he's like he's in the same outfit that the guy was in the movie that you saw.
Right,
whatever.
the porno. Yeah.
It's so good. And the movie that they're in that he's dreaming about is called Gutter Balls. And then as he's walking into the room, fucking Saddam Hussein is handing him a drink.
Oh, yeah.
And his shirt even says Saddam. Well, so we get to see the sheriff scene is one that I didn't remember. And the only I will be with you on this. Like, I thought it was really funny and all that, and I don't know what the significance of it was the Malibu police thing. Again, other than just showing that he's sort of riffraff or whatever, but also he had to he did have to explain the marks on his face again, and I don't know. Again, I probably haven't seen this enough. I'm sure there are Big Lebowski people who are fucking connoisseurs that this podcast is driving them fucking nuts.
They don't fucking understand it at all.
Because they've heard Rich fucking talk about the drug scenes 10 times.
They should have been in the chat. That's all.
There we go. There's the chat right there online.
Anyway, he's on his way home and he gets kicked out of the cab for not liking the Eagles. He's just like, come on, could you turn on? You buy your own cab.
But he doesn't like the Eagles because of the Jesus?
No. He just doesn't like the Eagles.
Okay, that's fair. I just thought it reminded him of the Jesus or something like that.
No, you know that when the Jesus scene happened, like, that really wasn't playing in real life. Like, it was in slow motion.
Jukebox?
The scene happened in slow motion.
That was for the movie viewers for tone.
All right. This is my first watching. Calm down.
No, you said you watched it twice.
You did.
Fucking liar.
Yeah, you did.
I sort of watched it twice.
Yeah. You keep saying you actually keep doing this thing where you go, yeah, I didn't really understand this. Like, you go, yeah, I didn't really understand that he wasn't the real Big Lebowski until they go, yeah, isn't he supposed to be a millionaire?
Until 20 seconds
and then
later.
they go, and they basically said, he's not the Big Lebowski. Like, you should have known that all along.
Yes, I thought I should have known that.
But that was the point of the scene, was to confuse you into thinking the thing.
I was just letting you know my feelings because I thought that I was supposed to know that, and I didn't catch on to that.
Bunny speeds by here, all toes intact.
Okay,
right?
And here's another one that I got confused by.
Okay.
Because the way her toes are, her pinky toe curls up underneath. You can't see the green nail polish. I thought, oh, there she is without her toe.
No. They clearly show all 5 toes.
They show 5 toes, but the way her toe curls up, you don't see the nail polish on the pinky toe.
That could be true, but you saw the fucking toe. It was a whole toe.
No.
In the Kleenex.
There was no gore.
Well, no, and so when they showed the other nihilist girl, Amy Mann, and she had a bandage on it, I was like, oh, I guess I should have known because there was no bandage on the toe that it was a full toe. But to me, when I was watching it, I literally go, oh, there's half her toe.
See, buddy, you worked it out.
Yeah, you did it.
But I was confused until I saw the Amy Mann toe.
So he walks into his place and he trips over the board, which he nailed into the floor to keep other people out, right?
Oh,
and I'm
yeah,
thinking
yeah,
to myself,
yeah, yeah.
I just wrote down, I'm like,
when the door opens in.
Yes. I'm like, everything fucking sucks for this guy.
What door
right now.
opens out? That doesn't make sense.
That shitty little apartment that he lives in.
Literally no outside door ever opens out. Because that you could just pop off the hinge and walk right in. That's the whole point of the door opening in.
You're right.
Yeah.
This movie's fucking retarded.
Thank you.
I agree.
Thank you. I finally win an argument.
Screen doors open out.
But Maude is there to say, Jeffrey,
is
love me.
You said what kind of door?
So I don't know if you guys picked up on this, but so after they have sex or whatever, he's like just going through like a bunch of stuff that he's done. And he goes, I was in the music business for a while. She's like, oh yeah? I guess, yeah, I roadied for Metallica. Speed of Sound Tour. Bunch of assholes. And then he goes in to make himself a drink and comes back and she's all balled up, like doing some kind of fucking crazy yoga.
What was on Speed of Sound?
It's not real.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
It's not a real tour.
You're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah,
it's made up tour.
I bailed at the Black Album. And not for racist reasons. And then so she's like, hey, it increases the chances of conception or whatever. And he's, anyway, so this explains why the doctor's appointment and all this. So he has to call what's-his-face to come get him. It's Shabbos, but if he doesn't come pick him up, then he's off the bowling team.
My name is Delfino. I'm a private snoop like you, man. What? A dick, man. And let me tell you something.
A dick.
I dig your work. Playing one side against the other in bed with everybody is fabulous stuff, man.
I'm not. Fuck it, man. Just stay away from my fucking lady friend.
Hey, I'm not messing with your special lady.
She's not my special lady. She's my fucking lady friend. I'm just helping her conceive, man.
Hey, man, I'm not.
Who are you working for? Lebowski? Jackie Treehorn?
The Knutsons.
So I never picked up on that line. That's one that just caught me off guard. I never picked up that he goes, I'm just helping her conceive, man.
Yeah, that popped out to me right away.
So good.
He was like all involved in her life now all of a sudden.
Doesn't he say at the end of that conversation, just stay away from my special lady?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So Katie Morgan says that places that are hurricane prone, they have the doors open out so they don't blow in.
Ah, interesting.
But Southern California is not hurricane prone.
That's absolutely true. But I don't even believe it. I think Katie Morgan is a fucking liar.
Oh, shit, Katie.
Sorry,
Wow.
Katie. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But seriously, it would be so easy. Oh, she says deadbolt. But no, but if you pop it doesn't matter if you have a deadbolt, Katie, because if you pop the hinges off, it just pops right out, whether you have a deadbolt or not.
Well, not if the hinges are on the inside.
But it can't open out if the hinges are on the inside.
Sure it can. They're exposed.
What?
If the hinges are exposed and
How
not
is it
covered by
how
the
is
door,
it going to rotate out if the hinges are on the inside?
because because if they're set on the inside, it can still open out. They're not
It can't
covered by the
because
door.
of the 2 inches of door.
No,
It would stop.
the way that I'm saying right now, it 100% could. If you took that hinge right there and turned it around,
Let's fucking do it. Get a drill.
it could 100% work.
I forgot to move the fucking
That is
video
not-
camera to your guys' pictures.
That is not true.
Sorry,
God
everybody.
damn it. Hey, so Germans like pancakes. That's fun. And a girl's missing a toe. That's exciting. And she's back.
We know the briefcase was fucking empty. We know you kept $1 million for yourself.
You have your story, I have mine. I say I entrusted the money to you, and you stole it. As if we would ever dream of taking your bullshit money.
You thought that Bunny had been kidnapped, and you were fucking glad, man. You could use it as an excuse to make some money disappear. All you needed was a sap to pin it on. You just met me, you human paraquat. You figured, oh, here's a loser, a deadbeat, somebody the square community won't give a shit about.
Well, aren't you?
Well, yeah. But
Get out, both of you.
So the whole human paraquat, that was the only ad-libbed line.
No shit.
What is a paraquat? Is it two quats?
I don't know. It's a fancy word.
Yeah, I think it's two kumquats.
Kumquats are good.
I don't think I've ever had one. I don't
That's
know.
4 quats, right?
No, that'd be a quad.
A quad-quat.
Quad-quat?
Quad
Oh,
quat.
okay. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
Quad. What is it? Kumquat. cum twat is a completely different thing.
That's a cream pie.
That is, of course, on the movie Gutterballs, starring the dude and Saddam Hussein.
Fucking crybabies.
So cool it, Walter. Hey, look, pal, there never was any money. The Big Lebowski gave me an empty briefcase, so take it up with him, man.
And I would like my undies back.
Are these guys gonna hurt us, Walter?
No, Donnie. These men are cowards.
Okay. So we take some money, you have fun, we call Shadifa.
Fuck you.
Hey, no, come on, Walter. Come on, we're ending this thing cheap, man.
No, what's mine is mine.
We're into this thing. He's got $4. Donnie's got $18. You know, we're ending this thing cheap. It started with $1 million. Okay, we're down to $22 here.
This got the biggest laugh from me. No, Donnie, these men are cowards.
Yeah.
It was a big laugh from me.
This whole scene is so ridiculous. I mean, just the fact that one has a sword, a guy gets his ear bitten off.
Swords are legal now in Texas.
And then...
Yeah, as of today, right? Open
today.
carry for swords. That's true.
Open carry for swords.
But you can't text and drive.
Yeah, you can't
As
text. Oh,
of
that's
today.
the other thing. No
and
texting and
it's
driving.
first day quail hunting.
I saw all those motherfuckers out in the cornfields
You
today.
had to be
on the
careful.
way.
A couple years ago,
Just
my mom
out, out here.
Yeah, didn't realize that out here is one of the big areas people go to.
Yeah.
So she woke up. I mean, she wakes up at the ass crack of dawn anyway. So she's sitting outside, and all she hears is like boom, 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 boom.
Was it illegal for a while or something?
No,
it's just the first day of the season.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's
but
always
I found that super weird that they're all sitting in a field right next to roads.
No, they were right next to a residential area.
Actually, they shoot them just on the other side of our pond here at the end of the street.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird because there's no way in hell that can't not hit the road.
Oh, no, it can't. I mean, a shotgun doesn't go far. Remember? Yeah. Shoot Miller.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But you did, and he got hit.
Yeah, I know, but he was...
Just a little.
Yeah, just a little bit. He's fucking fine. So again, this is a ridiculous fight. An ear gets bitten off, a bowling ball is used, and the entire time it's happening, one of the guys is just yelling, "I fuck you in the ass." There's a lot of fucking in the ass going on.
That's
Seriously.
what I was thinking, because him going, "This is what happens when you fuck someone in the ass."
Yeah,
whatever.
and the first time we see the Jesus, he's like, "I fuck you in the ass." You know, there's just all this.
I think it's a little translation.
Yeah, he put the gun up there until it
click, click until it goes, and I pull the trigger until it goes.
I forgot to mention
click.
that I got fixated on the Jesus's partner. Is he a real bowler or something?
He does look like it. Yeah,
he looks like a legit real bowler.
He might be. Definitely. I'll talk about that in a minute, but there are definitely some real bowlers you kind of mixed in on this. And I thought the same thing whenever I saw him. I was like, that must be like some...
He's got it. Because he's not built for camera, that's for sure.
What bothered me about the Jesus was, how does he get out of those pantsuits?
Well,
to pee? No, I mean, because there was no zipper in the back. It was just long-sleeved, tight-legged.
Yeah, it's...
I couldn't figure it out.
It's like Jamie Foxx said about Prince. He just gets sewn in.
I don't know about you, but I take comfort in that. It's good knowing he's out there, the dude, taking her easy for all us sinners. Shush. I sure hope he makes the finals. Well, that about does it. Wraps her all up. Things seem to have worked out pretty good for the dude and Walter. And it was a pretty good story, don't you think? Made me laugh to beat the band. Parts, anyway. I didn't like seeing Donnie go. But then I happen to know that there's a little Lebowski on the way. I guess that's the way the whole darned human comedy keeps perpetuating itself. Down through the generations. Westward the wagons. Across the sands of time until we... Oh, look at me. I'm rambling again. Well, I hope you folks enjoyed yourselves. Catch you later on down the trail. Say, friend, you got any more of that good sarsaparilla?
So I don't know if you guys noticed this, but this whole scene, their conversation to the end of the movie was all one shot.
Yeah.
They never broke the camera one time. So, I mean, there is a lot of dialogue.
Yeah, true.
A lot. Like them back and forth, and then, the dude walking away, and then back here. But anyway, what I was going to say was, They definitely had professional bowlers on set because the fucking guy that bowls the very last bowl or whatever, he rolls a strike. Had he fucking missed, this whole thing was bullshit. They'd have to do it again because it was all one shot.
Did he have to roll a strike? Because I didn't even know.
He had to roll a strike because it was like, pow, that's the end of the movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
So just so you know, in the future, in that situation, you have to roll a strike. Mm-hmm. So like in other situations, you wouldn't have to, but when it's one shot or whatever and it's going into you have to.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have to roll a strike.
I'll give you that.
In that. So, but now a lot of people don't know that, so it's cool that you didn't know that. Hey, I want to say thanks for sharing the podcast. If you want to hear your name, why not share us on the Facebooks or wherever you like to share things. Ray Jimenez, Rada and James, Kristen Evans, Joseph Bishop, Sean Umbeck, Mitch Bergeron, Chris Odell. Bergeron. Do I fuck that up every week?
Yeah.
Chris Odell, Mark Ryan, Tim Toole, the boss, Angie Thorin, Fiona Freeman, Eddie Weiss, Joe Robinson, Austin, Mark Graff. You guys are all awesome. Thank you so very much.
Also, add Chris Pulse just shared it like right before the show started.
Thanks.
Let's check the email box. Email us at jaretgoestothemovies@gmail.com.
James Glacken writes, "Hey, Rich and Jaret and Will and Tim.
I felt like a kid watching this for the first time.
Thank you for the video chat today. It was really great. This is the hangout that we had. This is referred to because Casey wasn't on that and Tim was. It was really great of you guys to take the time to do something like that when all of you have so much going on in your lives. It is really neat to get a chance to speak with you guys even for a moment. I think this is why the podcast and Jaret and BFS have such rabid, diehard fans. You make an effort to connect with them. Thanks again and look forward to this week's installment."
You're awesome. Thank you, man. It was great to see everybody on the hangout. If you want to do a hangout with us, all you got to do is be a Patreon supporter, $10 level.
$10 level, yeah.
And we do it once a month. It's actually a lot of fun. People are in and out. We're spending at least an hour online. It's a lot of good fun. So somebody just commented on the thing, and which, by the way, you're not going to be able to do the chat every single week the whole time because you're just looking at your computer the whole time.
I didn't really have a lot for this movie. That was
but
my
that's
problem.
okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. But anywho, somebody just asked, is that the part where I was going to start singing the song from Grease 2 when we started talking about bowling? And I was so fucking close. I just wanted you to know. Like, there was actually another time where I was going to sing something from Grease 2 this on
All
this
the
episode.
time?
So, well, I do like Grease 2 quite a bit, but no.
Let's check the Facebook page.
Michael Wolf writes, "Normally I agree with Will, but I'd like to appeal to Rich's tendency to be a contrarian and say all mammals have sex for pleasure. No mammal other than humans seems to possess the knowledge that sex leads to reproduction. Therefore, no other motive can be prescribed other than pleasure. It is more accurate to say humans are the only mammal that has sex with the intention sometimes of reproduction. Love the show."
I'm sorry, I'm a fraud. I saw that online and I stole it.
What we argued? Y'all argued about something about like
It was an answer to one of the hard questions: is what other mammal besides humans have sex for pleasure? And it was
Right.
dolphin. And
He got it right.
But I mean, not all
Dolphins are super
not
rapey.
all animals do it for pleasure though, because like you ever fucking hear cats? Like they're not having a good time. Turtles, it's violent as
Well,
fuck.
the women aren't having the
Did
female
you know?
cats.
Like,
Like, and the male cats are definitely.
when you know when a dog's fuck that the female's vagina like has spikes in it and holds it there
Yeah.
until all the semen gets out of there.
That's weird.
It fucking sounds terrible.
Did you ever see that movie Teeth?
I'm never fucking a
I
cat.
accidentally let my my dad's male dog into the same place where my dad's female dog was.
Yeah.
When she was in heat.
Right.
And they had to use the hose.
All right.
To get them apart.
So when I was a little kid, my parents
And
had
I didn't understand why that was happening.
my parents had poodles. I've talked about that before. So I let the dogs out. I let that we had one.
Who let the dogs out?
I did.
Who?
Apparently. So one of the dogs, and there was like incest involved, and it was fucking gross.
Incest is the best.
But anyway, so that's weird that you would say that because So we have.
I don't even know where that's from.
We were watching Game of Thrones, and there's so much incest there. And then we just watched Riverdale, and it's just all the incest again.
Yeah,
just people are just incesting.
I'm your sister. I'm your sister.
I must incest. Come on. All right. So anyway, what I was saying was this one poodle. I thought they were fighting. I'm a little kid, right? So I'm like picking the one up, like trying to get it. I had to. This dog, I must have been just really hurting him bad because I'm like
I didn't know
kicking
there
him.
were spikes there. I just thought it got so swollen.
It's like
Spike sounds horrible.
it like holds it in. You know, it's like
Yeah,
Chinese
that sounds-
handcuffs.
Yeah, it sounds horrible.
You know, it does.
All right, Chris Holt writes. We just had Chris Holt on the show
certainly
earlier
did.
today. So I just listened to the Young Guns episode. Awesome as usual. And for a couple shows, it's been bugging me who John the bass player sounds like. It wasn't until the underwear with the pouch discussion that I realized he sounds like the dad in Gremlins. He kind of has that salesman kind of pitch to his voice. Get him to recite the bathroom buddy scene from Gremlins, and you will know what I mean. The show is awesome. It brightens up my day when I listen. It's super cool. You let us be a part of this, even though some of us get super drunk and are unaware we are supposed to be on the podcast that week. And by us, I mean me. You guys and girl rule, Jaret Nation.
Man, Chris Holt, you're the best.
And here's the scene, so I can play. Oh wait, you'll have to click over and play it.
Okay.
Just click on mine and go all the way to the bottom under Chris Holt writes, and then that first link.
Here we go. Server cannot handle the request, just like the lottery. Please try again. I swear to God, that's what it says.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, well, fuck him. Well, I didn't think he sounded like him at all. I actually think he sounds like Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, you say that all the time.
And play that Jeff Goldblum clip.
All right. Look at us. Take a look at the Earthling. Goodbye.
That does sound just like him.
Nothing but love for you. We're loose. You get us out here in 30 seconds?
I ain't heard no fat lady.
Forget the fat lady. You're obsessed with the fat lady. Drive us out of here.
Right here.
They're closing up on us. Is that closing?
Shut up, shut up, shut up.
Go faster. Must go faster. Must go faster. Go, 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 go.
That definitely sounded like him. Must go faster. Go, go,
Yeah.
go, go, go. That's
just
totally,
in general, he sounds just like him.
Yeah.
He has a deeper voice.
His voice is deeper, absolutely.
Yeah.
So if
John's voice is
John would
deeper.
just go up a little bit in his timbre, what's the right word for that? He would sound exactly like him. Jeff
Well,
Goldblum.
but John's in here, and it'd be interesting to go get a Jeff Goldblum clip from like an interview or something where he's
just talking.
Yeah, or like a morning show. I mean, because John's in here like slouched down, drinking a whiskey,
Right.
Relaxing. It's just like
I know what we need to do. We'll just get Jeff Goldblum in here, and we'll put them together.
Good point.
We could
That's
totally
an
do
excellent
that.
point.
And we'll see if the callers could tell who's who.
That's right.
We
five
should-
questions.
We'll play the game.
We should 100% do that. Hey guys, it's been fun talking about the Big Lebowski. I know this was an important movie to a lot of you guys. I was worried about this one. I think it was a lot of fun. This is our first ever
Why were you worried?
live stream.
You were just worried about me.
Yeah, pretty much. And you did exactly what I thought you would do.
What's
like
that?
essentially repeat the same 4 things about the movie over and over that are all negative.
Fucking
And-
Will hates every movie.
Yeah, but-
we have a great time. Everyone has fun.
I know, but-
I don't like a movie, and you fucking have a conniption over it.
I know, but he doesn't do that thing that you do.
What thing?
Where you like just repeat it over and over. Like, well, it's just a thing you do. Like you have an attitude about it, and you say it over and over again. It's like we got to move on so that we
I'm
can
the
do
golden
the
boy.
rest of the show.
No
The
one
golden-
wasn't- you're
literally the
only
golden
person.
boy.
I think it's all in your head. Like
It's
I'm over
definitely
here
not
just
in my
having
head.
fun with the clip.
I am glad. And I had a great time tonight, too. And I enjoyed watching The Big Lebowski. And you know what, God? The dude abides.
Apparently.
He fucking abides.
I don't get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for listening, and we will see you down the road.
I like you more than a friend.
But most of all, we'll see you down the road.